cabling, and video analysis, just $97. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Last night, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis were two of the 15 players named to all NBA teams. Fox, Sabonis, LeBron James, Julius Randle, and Damian Lillard were named to the All-NBA third team. Fox and Sabonis are the first Kings teammates to make All-NBA in the same season in the Sacramento era. In baseball, the Oakland A's announced a new $1.5 billion stadium proposal in Las Vegas on a completely different site than the $2 billion proposal in April. The A's are asking for $395 million in public funding from Las Vegas and the state of Nevada. And on the field, the Oakland A's got swept by Jason Ross's New York Yankees, outscored 28-10 in the series, extending their MLB worst 8-30 record. Those are your headlines. Now let's roll in with the beginning of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown.
Studio, but nobody usually sees it.
Yeah, we don't know if you're off, so I can't go in there and slap you like you slapped me last week.
I didn't slap you.
Oh, the hand is still hurt.
I lightly grazed your hand
You know
in
it's
an
on video.
effort to make sure that you don't do that again.
You know it's on video.
I know it's on
And
video.
you can hear it.
That was me slapping my leg as I did, like this.
Oh,
So that
like a
it's,
Jordan foul going there and hit your own hand.
It's like wrestling. Yeah, exactly how they slap their leg when they kick to make it a noise.
Selling the bit.
Yes.
All right. Good morning. Welcome in. I'm Jason Ross. He's JayMarZZ.
Hi.
Kyle didn't even mention your name.
I know.
Kyle, he's hurt
Chopped
by that.
liver Mars is what I'll go by from now on.
You'll get your name in there once people know that you're on the show now.
Wow.
See, he has priorities. He has lists.
Because I've only been on the show for 4 years.
I meant the introduction. You know what? I'm just going to.
Yeah.
He's
Good
self-imposed.
idea, buddy.
Self-imposed ban. Good morning. No Carmichael Dave today. Normally we kind of, well, I'll just put it this way. You know, Dave's an open book. He's definitely put things out there. We'll just start the show at least this way, saying we wish the best for him, for his family, for his mother. If you follow Dave at all, which I know a lot of you do, they're going through some challenges. And so we one of those things where you're thinking the best, thoughts, prayers, all those things, and family's going through some stuff right now.
For sure.
So hopefully he'll be back soon.
And
Those aren't fun.
No, they're not. And I always give Dave credit. He stays relatively upbeat in these situations amazingly.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's calling me last night and telling me. And again, he has I guess a good attitude is probably the way to say it towards everything. And I'm just like, I don't know how to react.
Yeah.
Because it's an awful situation,
Right.
but you're, staying positive. And I'm just like, I'm really bad in those situations to begin with.
Right.
I'm like really terrible at them. And I'm like, totally realize I'm Dave right now and making it about myself. So I'm going to stop.
Well, no, but in that situation, I know what you mean, because I think he called me right after. He's like, I told Jay this is what's going on. And it didn't sound like someone that is having, and you guys all know stuff about him. I mean, he's told us all in the air, and he'll say it on his social media platforms, but his mother's going through some things here. And she, by the way, is truly amazing. The amount of things she's gone through for the better part of a decade. And so, again, we wish it all. But you're right. He was surprisingly upbeat's not even necessarily the right. He's happy, but he's just handling things a lot better than I know I would.
Yeah, same. He handles things actually, I think, better than majority of people would.
One of his strengths.
Yes.
We found one.
Wow.
Wow. Is that too soon?
Just stabbing the man in the back while he's not here.
Many
Awful.
strengths. But yeah, hopefully he will be back. Sounds like a Monday. So we wish the best for him, for his family, for all that. They got to go through some of that stuff. But JayMarZZ, how are you this morning?
I am splendid. Happy to be here with you, sir.
Yeah. Dawn and the Kings. I wish we had be talking about a Kings-Lakers Game 5 last night. So we'll talk about the Warriors staying alive.
Is it because you think the Kings would have won Game 5 and probably
It's
vanquished the
over.
Lakers 4-1, and we'd be in this morning talking conference finals?
Yes. Actually, because I've been saying I thought the Kings would do well against the Lakers, and someone actually hit me up on Twitter the other day, like, how do you know? I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. I could say the Kings were going to sweep them. Doesn't matter. I can't prove it. Can't disprove it. But I do think they would have done well.
I think so. I think they match up well with the Lakers.
Yeah. I do too. And today, joining us at 8 o'clock, Sam Amick, the great Sam Amick.
The legendary Sam Amick.
From The Athletic. He will be up with us early this morning, and we do appreciate all of you that are checking out the show today, whether you're on our YouTube stream. We appreciate there. While you're there, hit that thumbs up button. We do like that. That does help us in all the metrics that we need. Our analytics team is really big on the thumbs up.
We're big metrics guys around here. We've really gotten into the advanced stats of YouTube. So, yeah, those thumbs up, please.
Yeah. And you will see Kyle in the background waving. He's wearing the, is that Sabrina's jersey?
Yes, Northern California's own Sabrina Ionescu.
Where is she from?
Northern California.
All of the California in the north?
Yes, the whole thing.
East Bay, I can confirm. I think it's like Orinda or something like that.
Oh, Bill Orinda. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, she's from Orinda.
Former Kings insider, Bill Orinda. Nice. Good pull. So we've got that coming up today. Obviously, the NBA playoff series all continuing. Nobody wants to advance. We got all
it's boring. Advancing is stupid.
Why not have all game 7s? Just move them on. Just press forward to get to everybody wins game 6. It needs to stay alive.
They, like us, want more basketball.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Fine by it.
That's actually what's been happening lately. If the games are on, my wife was like, who are you rooting for? I said, more basketball.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I don't really care about the Knicks, but I'm like, might as well extend this series.
Might as well let them go back to Miami and pack only.
And worry about the weather.
Yeah. What did Shaq say that Barkley and everyone ripped him for? Like, I just pack one thing. And they're like, why? Well, if you lose, you stay in there. No, Charles, they go home. No, you stay in Miami.
Yeah.
No, you go home.
What does Shaq pack? Is Shaq that said he only packed one thing? Or is it Charles?
It was Shaq that said that, and Charles looked at him like he was nuts, and then Ernie broke because he said it like, and Kitty said, dude, like, Charles is right here.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Too many times he did not break through. All right, so we got all that and more, but let's start you out today and this morning with a little bit of leading off.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
The third team All-NBA. The guards, De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings and Damian Lillard of the Portland Trail Blazers. The forwards, LeBron James and Julius Randle. And the center, third team, Domantas Sabonis.
Hey, I know those guys.
I've heard of a few of them.
Yeah, how about that? I don't know that it was the biggest mystery, but we all knew, Jay, that Sabonis was going to get it. Fox, we were wondering first team, second team, third team. And then as they got to the third team, like, oh, wait, don't tell me he's going to be left off. But he's not. He's there and well-deserved.
Remember, was it probably 2, maybe 3 months ago, we were having the conversations like, is there even a route for De'Aaron Fox to get on the All-NBA team? And it was like, yeah, he's going to have to play out of his mind the last 20 games,
Check.
Well, guess what? He found the route, and he traveled down it.
Yes, he did.
That was, thank gosh.
Yeah, I like a lot of people, too, that were putting on social media their vote, and I was starting to see him on first-team ballots. I went, well, he's not. I don't know that he's going to get first team, but if there's enough people voting him at least there, that's what people thought about him and his season, and ultimately he makes it to the third team.
I honestly thought he was going to get second team because of recency bias and how great he was down the stretch. But honestly, man, him and Sabonis both third team. We can go back and talk about the nonsense that everyone thought at the beginning of the season. All of us, like, there was no way any of us pictured this, right?
No.
This was not a thing. What a pleasant surprise just to end it. Like, to me, that was a perfect capper for this season, right?
Absolutely. Of all the things they've received as far as team recognition, record, the playoff run, I know it wasn't as long as people thought, but then just to clean up in the postseason, just validated everything that they did this year. And award-wise, I don't know, going forward in the history of the Sacramento Kings, if they'll have a better – I don't know how you can have a better postseason award season than they just did.
No, shy of winning, obviously, like the MVP, defensive play, things that we knew weren't going to happen.
When is that happening?
But it's definitely the first time that you looked at it where it's like, okay, the Kings have a candidate at this award, this, X, Y, and Z. They hit every single one of them. Every one of them.
I guess we could probably tabulate this, but no team won more, right? Even if you count all NBA.
I don't think so.
All defensive, all the other awards combined, right?
No, because you have coach, exec, clutch. Do we count the rebounding championship? I mean, they gave him a trophy.
They did, but yeah. But we'll put that in there.
2 All-NBA, all-rookie. Like, man.
That's tough to beat.
That's tough to beat. You had the best coach. Well, coach, I hate using the term best coach. That's subjective.
Named that.
You have the coach of the year.
Yeah.
The exec, so recognized for this season as the 2 best at their job.
Right.
Then you have a guy recognized as top 5 rookie. Then 2 guys recognized as top 15 players in the league. You're not really beating that.
No, and to have the 2 in the All-NBA, to know, when even if every player has their own flaws, but to know you have one of the best centers, one of the best point guards, and other talent around them, it's a great starting point. A great year. It was capped by Fox and Sabonis, named to the All-NBA team. We'll have more on that throughout the show. Let's get to cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
The defending champions, down 3-1, come away with a victory. The clock will run out. The Warriors win 121-106.
It took a little while to get the complete separation. Lakers would wave the white flag late in that game. But, Jay, when it started, I think 17-5 Warriors, I went, oh, man, they're going to run them out of the building. Then the Lakers had the lead. I went, oh, if the Warriors waste all these made threes, this start.
Felt like Kings game 5 against the Warriors, right?
It did. And I'm like, oh, man, this is impressive by the Lakers. And then by the end, the Warriors got it done and stayed alive and have forced a game 6 in Los Angeles. Maybe the Lakers should have rested their starters like Mike Greenberg said.
There were a lot of idiotic NBA takes out there in the world yesterday. Mike Greenberg saying the Lakers should rest their starters in game 5. Not even the worst one.
Yeah.
Not even
what passed that one.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I had a feeling the Warriors were not going out like that on their home court.
I don't think so either.
No, this team is way too seasoned to do that. Steph, Clay, Draymond, they're not letting that happen. Now, going into LA, it looks like Anthony Davis avoided a concussion.
What happened to him?
He got hit in the head by Kevon Looney and almost got concussed, I guess.
But then looked like he couldn't see straight.
And then he's back on the bench.
Then there was talks about him being...
Did he go on a wheelchair?
That's what Chris Haynes said. And you're like, okay, you good? You okay?
Felt very Paul Pierce-esque.
Yes, it did. And then he'll be fine for Friday, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Again, they said Chris Haynes was reporting they think he avoided a concussion. So
okay, he didn't avoid the elbow. It was
a nasty
hit.
elbow.
Yeah, it was definitely a clean hit there. All right, so there you go. There's some topics there on leading off. We got much more to get to though. We're just getting started here on this Thursday. Jason Ross, JayMarZZ. We got more to get to, including the Knicks staying alive and forcing a game 6 as they head back to Miami in that series. We've got that and more coming up next.
It's Cattles and Rami.
Bob Huggins has a responsibility and an accountability to that university and the young men that he is put in charge of. So it's not cancel culture. It's consequences.
The concept of accountability is one that a lot of people these days have a hard time wrapping their head around, man.
If you go out there and you say what he said, guess what? A consequence of having a public job is maybe you lose that job because you just said something so idiotic and ignorant.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Nick Cattles reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your grilling season right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from Green Acres Nursery and Supply. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, it's turning me into a pro. Just ask my friends that came over a couple weeks ago for my get-together. Napoleon Grills features other grills that just can't match. Built different, built better, built to last. I may never want to cook indoors again. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Go to Napoleon.com for your nearby Napoleon Grills dealer. Napoleon Grills, now is the time for the best selection of grills and fine accessories.
The Memorial Day sale at RC Willey is happening now with holiday savings on furniture, mattresses, appliances, electronics, and flooring. Hurry in and take advantage of hot deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, and more. You'll also save on patio furniture, grills, fire pits, and everything you need to relax and entertain outdoors. If you've waited to update an area in your home, now is the time. Plus, our zero interest and flexible payment options make every purchase affordable. Don't miss the Memorial Day sale at RC Willey. Your home, your way.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
And good morning again to everyone. Welcome back into the show. Jason Ross, JayMarZZ, Carmichael Dave will be back with us on Monday. We hope everybody's having a good day here. We'll still take you till 10. Got a little crosstalk today at the end. Celebrity birthdays. What do we have? Kyle Madsen and Chris Watkinson today? Yeah, I think we got that.
Sure, my mic.
Tandem.
Yeah, I believe it is Matson.
Yeah.
And Watkins.
And Watkins. They will be in here a little bit later.
Drapekins yesterday. Is this Madkins?
Sure.
Watson? Watson.
Watson. Yeah, there we
Like
go.
it.
They'll be
Into it.
here a little crosstalk at the end of the show again at 8 o'clock. Sam Amick will join us for his weekly visit. Lots of NBA things to go over, including the New York Knicks staying alive, Jay, as they have forced a Game 6. Good for the Knicks to keep that one alive. Good old, they get to hear Tibbs yell for another couple days.
Yay them. I'm sure that's like the one downside, right? I know Dave was saying yesterday, but that has to wear on you after a while.
Absolutely.
I
think you power through it now because this is the highest leverage moment.
Sure.
This is the goals you chase. But, a Tuesday when you're hosting Detroit, that voice has to be pretty nauseating.
Oh, gosh. I just think there's a lifespan to Tibbs.
Yeah.
It's like 3, maybe 4 seasons. So I don't know. I don't think he gets fired after this year. I think getting them to the semis and what they did will keep him around.
Yeah.
But if they don't make vast improvements, and given that James Dolan owns that team, I don't see him staying past next season.
Plus, they I don't know what to say, overachieve. I mean, I feel like they've probably got to about where they are. I don't know that it's an extremely talented team, but I think he's gotten a lot out of that roster. Brunson's obviously been a great addition. He had an amazing game yesterday. Randall obviously is an All-NBAer and an All-Star, but I think that to me is more of a team that has a couple of really good players and fit pieces around them they've wrung everything out of that towel to get all the talent they possibly can.
I mean, they are kind of in that sense to me akin to the Kings, where the Kings have a couple, stacked with Fox, Sabonis, and they just put really good pieces around them that fit. I mean, you look at the pieces around Randall and Brunson. RJ Barrett's, I think people had higher expectations for, but he's not a bad player
Not at all.
by any stretch of the imagination. I actually like Mitchell Robinson at center. And then, you have Grimes, Hardenstein, and Toppin's kind of been a disappointment, but I like Josh Hart. I thought that was a really good move for them. Yeah, I actually think semis is kind of where they top out at.
Yeah.
Because I do think Miami, despite being the lower seed, is a much more talented team than them.
I agree with you on that too. And I think, another good case study, at least of the Knicks, is a guy like Jalen Brunson, who has steadily gotten better, had a good run last year in the postseason, seemingly was one of those guys that everybody said, oh, he's going to get paid. And he did, goes to New York, but he's gotten better. And I think that's what's so great about Jalen Brunson is you can see a player that, has just kind of found his way in the NBA and has gotten better every year. Now it's turned into a really nice player.
No, he's really good. I didn't think he'd make All-NBA when the teams came out yesterday, but I wouldn't have been shocked had they announced him as a third-team All-NBAer. Like, that wouldn't shock me at all. No, he's been spectacular for them. I mean, it also speaks to just how incompetent the Dallas Mavericks are, but that's a totally different story for another day. But, yeah, they found the good pieces. They've gotten – basketball's relevant again in the Garden, which I think for them was the first step they needed to take. Like, the Knicks have tried for years, to take these big home run swings and always come up short. They don't even hit foul balls. Like, they just swing and miss all the time. And I think this is the right approach. This is the total right approach for that organization. Hey, man, just be relevant for a few years finally.
Yeah.
And then once your team is relevant, once the Garden is back popping, then you'll be a free agent destination that people want to go to outside of just the idea that you're in New York, right? Because you also have Brooklyn, who has, let's face it, been a much bigger free agent destination over the last several seasons. But no, this is the exact type of season the Knicks needed. And if they can just show, again, that they're a stable organization, a playoff contender, a great atmosphere, I wouldn't be shocked over the next few seasons they can get a big free agent there.
Yeah, the thought and the concept of that has been out there forever that, if the Lakers are good, if the Knicks are good, free agents will come.
Yes.
That thought and concept has been out there. It hasn't really come to fruition for either market, I would say, for the most part, right? I mean, LeBron kind of changes the scope here, but before that, there was always, the Lakers have this amount of money, and they're going to be able to land all these guys, and people would take interviews and then not land. But I feel like, do you think if the Knicks had any kind of run like the Lakers have had for the better part of
they're
30 years.
Huge free agent destination.
Right? Wouldn't that? I mean, I feel like that one would truly fit the mantra, like, hey, if they are good, they will get free agents.
No, 100%. Like, and I know the NBA would like that, whereas the 28 other teams around the league would be like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, Clippers, Nets, bigger free agent destinations, and it's the market. But those are the two marquee names in the markets.
Yeah.
And what's been the Lakers' issue the last 15 plus years is they've been a poorly run franchise since probably about 2012, 2013ish, somewhere right around when Dr. Bus died, and the kids inherited. They've been one of the worst ran organizations. So LeBron kind of going there was an anomaly. Because, was it LaMarcus Aldridge who took that meeting with them?
Yeah, everybody thought that would happen.
Kobe was in the meeting, and they're like, oh, Kobe is going to get him here.
Yeah.
He turned around and signs with the Spurs.
Right. And then it was like the Suns were going to get him.
Yep.
And then he ultimately, chose the Spurs.
Yeah, no, but it just goes to speak around that time, man, in the 2010s, it was a bad vibe around that organization. And the Knicks have had the same sort of fate. The vibe, James Dolan and Carmelo Anthony. It was a bad vibe in the Knicks organization, and people are like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, and for historically significant, I want to put it that way because I don't want to say great because I think they're significant. I mean, the Knicks haven't really been that much of a dynamic organization. I mean, they've won, but not to the level that they would want, and they're not a lot of finals appearances. They just haven't been that team.
I mean, they're the early 70s Knicks that won a couple titles. I mean, to me, that is the glory days of the Madison Square Garden New York Knicks. Couple seasons in the 80s when Bernard King was there. Yeah. Obviously, that was super exciting for them because Bernard King was a New York guy. He was a scoring champion in 80. I mean, just was a dynamic force before he got hurt. And then, the 90s Knicks were super fun because they were just grind out, beat you up. 2 finals appearances.
Just didn't break through.
No, and then 2000 on, it's just been kind of like, oh.
Yeah, wouldn't they have another appearance in 99 where they were the 8th seed? That was kind of the surprise team.
Right. And that was the 50-game season. Right. So I think they were much better than that.
And that's it. They've had memories with the Heat. Now they're building some new ones here. But I mean, that's, Van Gundy and, much different time.
But it's just going to be interesting how can they sustain this, right? Because the team, again, when you look at ownership, Thibodeau's this 3rd season there now.
I believe you're right. Yeah.
But like I said, there's a lifespan on Tibbs.
Yeah. And then you take advantage of the breaks. I mean, they deserve their first round win. I say they're lucky they're playing Miami. I think Miami will end up beating them.
Yeah.
But that was likely going to be the Bucks.
Mm-hmm. We all thought it was the Bucks. I thought it was going to be the Bucks.
Right.
I gave Miami no chance. I have to be 100% honest just because I was super high on the Bucks. I mean, they're the best team in the regular season.
And even when it was 3-1 Miami, I'm like, well, this is going to be a rough loss for them because the Bucks will come back and win this.
Yeah, no, I was in the same way. And then I remember I was at game 5 at Golden One, and we're just watching. You see the Jimmy Butler crazy shot. And it's like, oh my God, Miami's just going to win 4 straight. Why not?
Unbelievable. All right, we got more basketball coming up, but when we come back, we got baseball. We got a little safe or out. Some topics we debate on whether they're safe or out. We've got that straight ahead here on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
The King season might be over,
but Sactown sports coverage never stops.
Returning is honestly my number 1 priority. Be a part of something special.
Stay tuned all off season to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Thursday. You're out that door to a comfortable start to the day, so grab a layer and a warm beverage of your choice. Into the afternoon, mainly sunny skies, warmer today with a high of 80 degrees. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I want to talk to you about my friends at American Energy. We can all agree on one thing. Your time is important. That's why at American Energy Heat and Air, they make shopping for a new air conditioner easier with their new online quoting tool. Now, all you have to do, go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote today. It'll help you determine what system you'll need to get and provide those great pricing options they have, the best pricing options, all from the comforts of your home without having somebody coming to your house. Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your specific needs are, call 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save. Right now, get a Flex 24-volt half-inch drill driver kit for only $99. Was $179. That's a savings of $80. Plus, you'll always save big on job lot quantities when buying select building supplies in bulk. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid from 3/20 to 7/20 while supplies last. U.S. only. Lowe's reserves the right to limit quantities. Discount taken at time of purchase.
Golfers, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is redefining the word sale. With $500,000 in Cleveland, Strixon, and Zexio closeout inventory, you're sure to find your next nearly new showroom clubs at discounts up to 75%. From full sets of irons to metalwoods to wedges, visit the Hagen Oaks Garage Sale and find discounts up to 75% on selected clubs right now at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
According to Dave Stockton, good putting starts by seeing the ball go in the hole before you ever put the putter in your hand. He says when you reach the green, you've erased all thoughts of the shot that got you there. You're already starting to putt. You begin to read the terrain over which the ball will roll, judge the line the ball will take, and get a sense of the speed it will roll. Then you conjure up a mental picture of the ball following the terrain, rolling at a certain speed, and dropping in the cup as if it's already happened. Stockton has always been regarded as one of the best putters in the game. I've used one of his tips for years. He says, don't focus your eyes on the ball when you putt. You pick a spot 1 inch in front of the ball that you want the ball to roll over. And that's where you look. You'll know instantly whether the putt is going in the hole if you putt over that spot 1 inch in front of the ball. Try it. I think you'll putt better too. Just remember, as I've said before, nonchalant putts count the same as chalant putts. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Listen to Oakland A's baseball on the weekends all season long right here on Sactown Sports, beginning with the pregame show brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Last night, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis were 2 of the 15 players named to All-NBA teams. Fox, Sabonis, LeBron James, Julius Randle, and Damian Lillard were named to the All-NBA third team. For more on Fox and Sabonis making All-NBA, check out Frankie Cardicelli's story up right now on SactownSports.com. In NBA news, the Golden State Warriors and the New York Knicks avoided elimination, down 3-1 with Game 5 victories last night. Warriors beat the Lakers 121-106, and the Knicks beat the Heat 112-103. In baseball, the Oakland A's announced a new $1.5 billion stadium proposal in Las Vegas on a completely different site than their previous proposal in April. The A's are asking for $395 million in public funding from Las Vegas and the state of Nevada. On the field, the A's got swept by Jason Ross's New York Yankees. Those are your headlines. Now let's roll along with Safer Out with Jason Ross and the wonderful producer, co-host, incredible human being, JayMarZZ.
Attaboy.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings.
It's Safe or Out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Yeah! All right, now
My
Kyle,
favorite segment.
now I feel slighted. That was like you laid it on thick there.
Well, he was the one who complained.
Yeah.
So, I
All right.
just had to...
I'm going to keep my eye on you.
Well, maybe next time around I'll give you all the compliments in the world.
Why don't you be equal in the compliments? Like, why does it have to sway one way so heavy every
Because
time?
you complained at the start of the show about me slighting you.
I didn't complain. I simply pointed it out.
But you
There's a
pointed it
difference.
out on air.
He took it as a complaint.
Like, I get it. I undressed you on air. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
All right, Kyle, here it's time for safe or out. You ready to fire away?
Safe or out?
You bet I am. So, number one, ESPN's Buster Olney told a podcast yesterday he thinks the A's in Vegas is simply posturing. So, safe or out, given the hurdles still to come in Nevada, are the A's just using Vegas as leverage and just simply aren't good negotiating?
There's a couple parts here. I'm going to go with safe because
Attaboy.
I don't think the intention is leverage. I think the intention is to move to Vegas. I also think they're bungling this. I mean, I just don't think they have all their ducks in a row. I don't think it's buttoned up, however phrasing you want to go. There's probably a path. It probably can still happen, but it sure doesn't look smooth to me, Jay. So at this point, I'm going to say safe. This is messy. I wish Oakland was more buttoned up, and maybe they are, and the A's are just not even paying attention. But I'm going to stay and maintain with this. I just do not like to see teams move, so I want the A's to stay.
I will also go safe, and I have to apologize on how the question was written. I wrote the question. He didn't say it's simply posturing, he being Buster Olney. It was more, he was throwing it out there that, hey, there is a chance that this is posturing.
Yeah.
I kind of tend to agree with that because it's like we've had fun saying.
Looking for what and elsewhere?
I don't know, but it's just more so the idea. I'm like, given the fact that they really need to have this all put together by this week, there's just no time.
Right.
And I know we've been making fun of John Fisher and Dave Cavill and the way they've handled this because it's been LOLAs forever. I'm like, not even they could be that dumb in thinking that they can just get this deal put together, slap it together. Like, this is a huge transaction. You're talking about $1 billion on their end, actually a little over $1 billion, and you're talking about close to $400 million in public funding.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just going to slap that together real quick? Oh, by the way, all the local media has just been torching you this whole time. It just doesn't make sense for me, even for those two. And I know Dave Cavill's not an idiot. Like, Dave Cavill is actually considered, by all means, up until the last couple years because of what the A's have done, to be a good baseball executive. I don't know. Something just seems off on their end. I mean, that's a...
Yeah.
I get
the
it.
A's.
It's the A's. But I don't know, man. I just feel like they're posturing a little bit in Vegas, and I just think all it is really just a bad negotiating tactic.
Yeah. How do you? By the way, if they go to Vegas, how do you think that'll do?
It'll
Just
be
in general.
horrible.
Yeah.
Here's
all the choices in Vegas. Hey, let's go to a baseball game.
I'm glad you asked that because I hearkened back to a conversation we had with Dave Cavill last year on this show when the whole parallel paths thing was came to what it was. And it was either you or Dave asked him straight up, like, with a new stadium or wherever you move to, will you make improvements to the roster? Will you spend money? And Dave Cavill's answer was, well, we've shown before that we can win without spending money. And I was like, wow, that is a bold thing to say.
Yeah. Things won't change.
Things won't change. You're still going to put out the same product regardless. Like, nobody cares in Vegas. Like, nobody cares.
People are going to go see Adele instead.
Yeah, at the Sphere.
Right.
The $2.3 billion Sphere. Or when
Maybe the A's should play there.
Yeah. Honestly.
That would be fun.
That's
That would be
cool
fun.
looking. Well, and the funny thing is, you've heard the NBA.
Short porch.
Damn it. Every time you get me. The NBA, like, you've heard rumblings if they bring an NBA team, the ownership groups don't want to play in T-Mobile, which is a beautiful arena, by the way. They want their own.
Yeah, of course they do.
Dude, Las Vegas is going to have more arenas than the state of California here, pretty much
NBA
combined.
will do well there.
It will. It'll do great there.
All right, let's go number 2. Hello.
Safe or out?
Speaking of the Oakland A's, the Oakland A's lost another game, another series. We said in the headline, they got swept, outscored 28-10 by the New York Yankees.
Easy there.
So, safer out, the A's will have less wins than they did in the 60-game 2020 season.
And that was what?
36.
They are currently on pace, we looked it up earlier, for 34 wins.
Is that right?
If the season ended today and they played the same win percentage, they would have the worst winning percentage in a 162-game season in the history of baseball.
Wait till they get hot.
Yeah.
I think that already happened. And they won a series last weekend against the Royals.
Yeah, they won 2 out of 3.
In Kansas City, big deal. I told you, Kauffman Stadium nearly imploded from that war.
And it was, I saw the other day, let me look at this just for.
Look at you trying to be positive.
No, I'm just trying to see, like, it's really not only, Kansas City's bad. So was the Cardinals. The Cardinals have gotten a little better lately. Yeah, because there was a point the other day, it was like their record was so bad. They weren't that far off of a few other teams. Let's do it. Let's say save. Let's break some records.
Jason
Like, to me,
Ross.
if you're going to be bad, what's the point of winning 39, 40 games?
There's no
terrible.
point.
Be historically bad.
Dude, Kyle, was that what I was telling you in the pre?
That was word for word what JayMarZZ said. If you're going to be bad, break the all-time record.
I said, if you're going to suck,
be memorable.
Historically suck.
Yeah. Don't be like, oh, that team was 4 losses away from being the worst. Be the worst.
Yes, be terrible.
Yeah.
Make worse moves than you've already been making.
Yeah.
Make sure you get Rooker out of there by the trade deadline. Anybody that shows any sign of life of being a relevant baseball player, ship them out.
Yeah. Now, I hope, again, I don't know. This is going to sound funny, but I don't know if Mark Hotze's a good manager or not. I don't like to see that. I don't like seeing anybody lose their job.
Listen to me. There's no line of demarcation to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot.
He's got
all.
terrible ingredients, right?
Right.
He just can't do anything with this roster. But if he gets a chance to see a better roster, I'd like to see that for him. But it's not now.
No, I don't think it will be in the next 4 years either.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I think Mark Hotze will at some point get the axe, and there's no way you can blame him.
Yeah, not at all. All right, question 3.
Safe or out?
So the Mets and Phillies will reportedly be playing in London in 2024. It was announced last week that the Padres and Dodgers are expected to play in South Korea next year. So JayMarZZ wants to know, safe or out? These international series are stupid.
Generally, I would say safe. But if you have like Mexico City again, where everything is a home run with the Giants and the Padres a few weeks ago, that was great. And if you get a gimmick, but otherwise, if it's just at a regular stadium and there's no gimmick to it, like, the cornfields in Iowa, that's the Field of Dreams game, great. Other than that, if you're just playing at a regular stadium without any, everything, every fly ball is a home run, I don't care.
So you're out or safe?
I'm almost both. If you make it a gimmick, it's safe. If you don't, if it's just a standard baseball game, then I'm out.
Sir,
yeah.
Tie goes to runner. You're safe on this then.
Okay, I'm safe.
I am out. Mexico City,
that was great.
It was fun to watch dangers.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Stadium was awful. So many Giants players complaining.
Came home with Montezuma's revenge.
Yeah, basically saying it was Jock Peterson said it was the hardest series he ever played in.
Yeah.
I don't think that's good for regular season baseball. You go to South Korea, where baseball is very popular. They have the KBO there. KBO does really well. So you're not growing the game in South Korea. It's already popular. They, remember the A's and the Mariners in Japan a couple seasons ago. Yeah. Again, Japan. Baseball is more popular in Japan than it is.
We don't
in the
watch
United
it here,
States.
so why are we going to watch it in London?
But that's my point.
Yeah.
Does anyone in London care about baseball?
I don't know.
They did good attendance when it was Yankees-Red Sox, but they haven't done it for like 4 years.
Yeah, again, I'm sure people will go because of the novelty, but do you think the
What
game...
does it do for us in St. Louis?
Right. And also,
Texas.
But also, do you think you're growing the game in London? Do you think people in London are just going to start watching Major League Baseball because you brought a series over there? No. These are stupid. It's dumb. It's idiotic.
Mets and Phillies, too.
Yeah, it takes a toll on players in the regular season.
Does.
There's no, again, it's just dumb. It's just, hey, we're playing in London. Great.
Yeah.
When is the Antarctica series? You know what I mean? Like, why
That'd be
not?
intriguing.
Oh, super intriguing. Hey, let's go grow the game in Canada. Let's play in Montreal.
There you go. Bring it back.
They've never seen baseball before.
Pete Alonso would be good in Antarctica.
I
Yes, he
agree.
would.
Yeah, I
Yes, he would.
100% agree.
He'd play without sleeves.
Polar bear.
Pete
Yes.
Alonso's a madman.
He's a man. All right, there you go. Safe or out. We still got to go streaking a little bit later. We'll see how we did on that. But when we come back, it's a favorite day for a lot of people. Schedule release day for the National Football League. We already knew whoever team is playing, but what's the order? Who will play where? There's a few things that have been leaked. We've got that when we come back here on Sactown Sports.
It's Cattles and Rami.
If it's a Lyles or Vezenkov scenario, then how much is Vezenkov going to cost? Would you rather have Vezenkov for $9-10 million, or would you rather have Trey Lyles for $6 million?
If you can make the money work to bring Harrison Barnes back instead of Trey Lyles, if you can make that happen of bringing in Vezenkov and somehow keeping Harrison Barnes, that's really appealing to me and maybe your best case scenario.
Kettles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about my friends at ACR Solar and ACR Solar Home Services. Go to acrsolar.com right now to check out everything that they can provide for you. For us, we're longtime homeowners, nearly 20 years in our home, and we knew for the better part of several years that we were going to need to get a new roof. Basically, when we bought the house, the roof was a little bit older, and we said, at some point, we're going to need a new roof. And that some point had probably come about 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, but we put it off like a lot of people do. It's a big project. It's a big task. And so we knew we needed to get the right people involved. And after we met with a couple different roofing companies, someone had told us, and thank goodness, about ACR Solar and that they did roofing. Because, you hear the name and you're thinking, well, I'm not looking for solar at this time. We need a brand new roof first before we even think about putting solar on there. And they said, no, in the home services part, like they do other things. Roofing is one of the jobs that they do, and they do it great. So if you're in that spot of home services, some other needs besides pool solar or solar, roofing is something they take care of, and they did an amazing job. So check them out. Their quality work, craftsmanship, all the stuff that we needed as homeowners. The thing we got, though, was peace of mind that we are safe and secure and have the roof for a long, long time. So check them out at acrsolar.com.
Kathleen Madigan, Boxed Wine and Tiny Banjos Tour.
Well, my parents are in Florida in the winter right now, as most Midwest old people with a car. And my parents bought a new car. They bought a black Lincoln Town Car. Little did they know that that's one of the more expensive rides on the Uber app. So I have signed them up to be Uber drivers.
Kathleen Madigan, this Saturday night at Hard Rock Live, Sacramento. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Kathleen Madigan.
The folks at M&S Auto know that inflation is tough on everybody. If you need an excellent, gently used car or truck, M&S has hundreds of vehicles on the lot on El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. M&S customers get great deals and they save thousands. Get a great deal now on super clean 4x4s, including Tacomas, Silverados, and Jeeps, and muscle cars, Challengers, Teslas, Mustangs, and even the occasional McLaren. M&S Auto, msautogroup.com.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Show rolling along. Carmichael David back with us on Monday. Dave's normally the resident, I don't even want to say expert, but loves to discuss food. One of the things I learned, JayMarZZ, you and I have very similar food tastes in the fact that if there's extra work to do to consume a food item, you and I both would pass.
No.
And eating ribs, bone-in meat, all good. It's good.
Yeah,
I'm not doubting any of that, but if there's a choice where ribs are sitting there and something else that I could just grab and eat, I'm even if the ribs were the best thing there.
I don't like to work hard when I eat.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to work hard on a lot of things.
And I'm not really a picky eater.
No,
I guess
not
that's
at all.
sounding picky, but it's like, my point to you, I think I said, like, someone could have world-class ribs and a hot dog sitting there. I'm like, well, I can just put that on the bun and just grab it up and eat with my,
same,
and keep it moving.
Same. And I don't like to be messy when I eat, especially because, like, you go to someone's house for a barbecue and they have ribs, right?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not going to have wet wipes for you.
No. Would you bring them? Bring your own wet wipes?
No,
you just wouldn't eat the ribs.
I just wouldn't eat the ribs.
Yeah.
And again, it's nothing against the taste. You're right. Like, they're delicious. I cannot argue that, but I just don't know.
I might even do this. Let's say, same barbecue, you and I show up, and all that's prepared for a meat is barbecued ribs. I might have just sides. I might.
Oh, no, I'll eat the ribs.
I probably would, but I think I've done that before. I'm like, the potato salad looks good, the roll, whatever else is there.
Sure.
I'm like, yeah, I'll have all that, and I'm good.
Nah, dude, I have to have an entree. Put it that way. I cannot go to any sort of barbecue, restaurant, or eat at home even and not have an
without
entree.
an entree?
No, have to have an entree. I'm not that guy.
Are you a three course meal guy or no?
No,
because in our
it's really hard in our business.
Yeah, especially this show. It's like weird to have.
Like
I like breakfast, but I don't really have breakfast.
Do you count a Cliff Bar?
No,
then no. But on the weekends, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll make breakfast
Same.
all the time.
I love making breakfast.
Me too.
It's the only reason my kid loves me.
Well, a lot of things to love in our area, in our time zone, is Sunday morning breakfast and football. It's awesome.
Yes,
ready to full weekend of games.
Laptop out, fantasy lineup set.
So you have your laptop out and you watch the games? I know a lot of people do.
Early. I mean, I don't do it all
to get
day.
your lineup ready.
Yeah, I get my lineup ready usually before kickoff of the first game, so I'll have that out. Have a scramble sitting there ready to consume with some hash browns, and yeah, man, it's just, and especially when you get those mornings where it's it's a little overcast, not super overcast, but it's just perfect.
It's like it feels like you need to stay in, and there's a reason to watch football. And are you? I can't remember. Are you red zone or just whatever game is on?
I watch whatever game's on. I don't do the red zone thing.
Yeah. That had become like my staple now is red zone. I always generally my plan is DVR the Raiders and the 49ers so I can watch their game in its entirety and then watch the red zone. It's just I don't know.
I can't watch the Niners game not live. I cannot do that. Like that is a 3-hour block of my day. I'm sorry, you don't exist. My team exists.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And would that be a team if the Niners get a London game, let's say, and play it? So you're getting up.
Oh, yeah, I'll be up at 6.
But not the other London game.
No.
Like, if you happen to be up and it's like, oh, that game's still going on. To me, that's what happens. It's like I'll get on my phone first thing Sunday morning and be like, oh, check out this Jets-Vikings finish. Oh, I forgot that game's on, and then I turn that on.
Who did the Packers play? Was it the Jets last year in London?
It was the Giants.
It was the Giants. Thank you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I got up for and I saw the last 5 minutes of that game, and it was perfect for me. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers just sucking, and the Giants getting that big win that no one thought they'd get. Yeah, it was great, but no, I'm not getting up for Giants Packers at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
sorry, missed me.
Not on purpose. Yeah. Well, today the NFL is releasing its schedule. I think, for me, I am a big schedule day person, more so in the NBA, just because we know there's 41 home, 41 road. You know who you're going to play, but just. I know it's like a work schedule thing.
Yeah.
The beauty about the NFL is most of the games are Sunday. We'll find out the Monday and Thursday nights, but just
Black Friday game this year.
The Black Friday game. I'll look at Christmas and then just kind of each team's schedule, how it's laid out. And the other part about that is once that's released, everyone will go strength of schedule. This is the toughest run. If we've ever learned anything about the NFL, it changes every year that you're going to go off last season's records, but those almost are always irrelevant.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. I mean, what's the stat? How many teams make it the playoffs every year that weren't in it the season before? Like 4 teams.
I think there's always at least 4 in and 4 out since like 1970 something or whatever.
But that lends, credibility to your point. It's like you don't know. It's like you can't sit there and predict, hey, like we're looking week 13. We're getting
now that's intriguing.
It is intriguing
just
right
because
now.
The 49ers are yapping. Yeah, but if Philly or the Niners are
injury riddled,
6 at that point.
It's no longer intriguing.
Yeah, it's no longer the top 2 teams in the NFC, at least on appearance. But the fact that the Niners have been talking about them, Philly's the defending NFC champions. Right now, that sounds fantastic.
Right.
But week 13, what's that look like? Who's quarterbacking the Niners? Are the Eagles healthy? Is Hurts having the same season?
Yeah, no, and all of that plays into it. And dare I say, majority of the time when you look at these late season matchups in the preseason, they don't hold up the way you think they're going to hold up by that time. I mean, look at the Niners coming off of a Super Bowl bound. The season they went to the Super Bowl. The next year, they were injury riddled. They were irrelevant. And we had all these big matchups circled on the schedule. That's why I'm not a big NFL schedule guy. I am for like the first 4 weeks. I'm intrigued because that usually, more so your predictions from preseason will be there still. But by like week 13, you have no idea how it's going to shape up.
Yeah, because if that game started in week 1 or week 2, everybody's excited.
Completely different vibe, right?
Now it may even be better. What if they're they both could be there's a bye week probably in there 11-0 or let's say something crazy. Then it's the game of the season.
Right.
But I mean to predict that in week 13, who knows how each team will look when you get there.
No, and that's why everyone's like, "Oh, we get there." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Well, let's get to week 13. I always get more intrigued though by like the international games. The Christmas Day game because I'm just always curious what they're going to put up against the NBA, and they're going right at 1:30 this year, which I want to say last year, wasn't it the late game? Or no, they had games all over Christmas.
Last year they had a 1:30 game, but it was like Broncos-Rams.
Woo!
And it didn't end up being like
But I
surprisingly
I think it was like
bad.
53-10 or
Yeah.
something.
To my point, Broncos-Rams in the preseason last year looked super intriguing.
Yeah.
You had
Well, everybody's excited about what Russell Wilson would be.
and you had the defending Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
Like, that was super intriguing.
Yeah.
And by the time you got there, it was a poop fest.
Yeah, by the time before the season started, were the Broncos the best team now in the NFC or AFC West,
Mhm.
and the Rams are Super Bowl champs, defending
Right.
champs, and it was an awful game, proved to be an awful game, but not the one anybody expected. And Kyle, weren't the ratings? Didn't NFL just smash the NBA?
Well, yeah, but that was going to happen no matter who they put on. Hence, they put Broncos and Rams, and it smashed it. Also, I think Bucks and Cardinals was the primetime game that year, which was, I think it was like 19-16 in overtime. So, yeah, that still did better ratings than the best NBA game.
Yeah, and this is, Christmas Day has always been the NBA's day. And, again, this year's matchup is, where's it on my page?
Giants and Eagles?
Giants and Eagles, 1:30 at Fox. Will smash any NBA game. My hope
Unless
is
it's Kings Warriors. No,
No,
it will. Not here, but it will.
Oh, no, locally it'll be a big, Northern California, that'll be a big basketball day.
Yeah.
But, so you have that. And then I think the Black Friday game is going to do really well, even though it's on Amazon. I think, everyone last year was like, oh, how are people going to find the games on Amazon? You look at the ratings, they found the games on Amazon just fine.
Yeah.
If they want to watch NFL football, they will find it. If it's on Tubi,
Yeah.
they will find it. If it's on Freevee, they will find it. Like, it does not matter the app.
I found myself, I know I talked about this last year when it happened. I mean, I watched the games on Amazon. The only issue I had with Amazon was, and I didn't realize how much I do this until it was in this situation, was I like the last channel or previous channel or to bounce around. And I didn't realize how much I did that when I'm watching a game. And then if you bounce out, then you're like, I mean, again, it doesn't take forever, but then you got to go back into Amazon, get to the, it's just like, it's not as easy as last channel. Now I'm watching the basketball game. Oh, back to the football game or a baseball game or something that's like, it's a little bit more of a step. Again, first world problems. It's not the worst thing, but it was something that bothered me.
Well, and it'll bother people, and I get that, and it will bother people even more when I don't know if YouTube TV is going to do it for this NFL season, but they tried this out during the NCAA tournament where they gave you 4 screens, and then you could pick which feed you wanted to hear.
Okay, but you could keep all 4 up?
But you keep all 4
I
up.
probably like that.
Yeah, and it was great. I did that, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Because, you can just choose which audio feed you want. Then, one goes to commercial. I'll just go to the other one.
Oh, gotcha.
It was
That's an
super.
easy
It's just a click.
Okay.
That way I can still watch Dolphins Jets while watching Nebraska and Iowa college football.
That's depressing.
No, that's pretty cool.
Every year, Black Friday at 10 a.m., it's Iowa, Nebraska.
So you can
Why do you know that?
Because it's every year. It's the same game every year.
It's every
tradition
year.
unlike
Did
any
you
other.
know that?
I didn't.
I didn't know that. Why do you know that?
Because I used to watch a lot of college football. I don't know. I mean, it's Nebraska, Iowa.
But like, you get up for Nebraska, Iowa, like you're pumped for this, like you're excited to put that on the TV.
At this point, it's just a meme. So, like, yes, at this point for the memes, I will watch Nebraska, Iowa on Black Friday.
We got to get you more hobbies, Kyle.
I'm going to ask an ignorant question. Is it always a four pack? Like, or can you have 3, 2, or
you can put up I believe 2, 3, or 4. You have up to 4 screens. And again, it was tried out. So I don't know, especially I think they're gonna do it though, like if you have Red Zone, because YouTube TV has the Red Zone now.
They want to compete with that. Yeah. That's awesome. Because I would like that. Then you like you said, you listen to one, have the other 3 on, or you can kind of say, "Ooh, look like something big happened there." And the size of the screen is big enough, like to see all 4 pretty clearly.
Yeah, I mean it takes up your whole screen, so just take your TV and cut it up into 4.
Awesome. I like that. I like that call. That's a very good call.
Do you have YouTube TV?
I do not.
Oh, we might have a new subscriber.
Might have a new subscriber, so I can watch Iowa and Nebraska on
Going
Black
up
Friday.
against Dolphins and Jets on Black Friday.
And you could go to 3 screen and have the parade on.
That's on Thanksgiving Day.
Damn it.
Maybe an infomercial.
Oh, my
I
God.
want to set it and forget it.
Suzanne Summers on the Norder truck?
Maybe. Or Ron Popeil and, whatever that thing was.
Love Ron Popeil.
Just wait until 1 o'clock. You can get the Apple Cup between Washington and Washington State.
You're sick.
I used to be sick. I'm in recovery. I
You're
used to be
gross.
sick.
He went through the program.
I think you need to re-go through
A couple
it.
of follow-ups. All right, we got 1 hour complete. We've got more to get to when we come back. It was a good day for the Sacramento Kings. Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox named to the All-NBA squad, the 3rd team. What can we expect from each of those guys? And did the league and the voters get it right? We've got that next.
Are you ready to hear this on Sactown Sports?
Hand off McCaffrey. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Or how about this?
Feel super, baby! The five-time Super Bowl champions, and they're looking for number 6.
Catch every Niners game during the 2023 season
on your home for the 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. CordellCordell.com.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or t-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
As the son of a 30-year career United States Air Force pilot, Memorial Day is a reminder of all he and so many contributed in serving our country. Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. When you're planning your Memorial Day celebrations, don't forget the Keys family and Naturewood Home Furnishings. For more than 73 years, they've offered the widest selection of quality, made-in-America furniture and accessories. And right now, with their Memorial Day sale, you get to choose the offer that works best for your family. You can choose to take 10% off the regular price, or on approved credit, you can have free financing for 24 months with equal monthly payments. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, it's all available in your choice of savings. 10% off or special financing. It's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for their sensational Memorial Day event. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for that water wheel.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Great team, great team. Where's the defense? Defense! Okay, everyone take a break. Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store, asking, when is something too good to be true? When it probably is. And had I not experienced it for myself, this spectacular season would definitely qualify as too good to be true. So everyone out there in radio land, continue to enjoy. Something else that could seem too good to be true is Good Feet Arch Supports. But trust me, I've experienced firsthand the comfort, balance, and support possible with Good Feet Arch Supports. And so have countless others who have pretty much given up hope. It's time you felt good again. Take your feet to the Good Feet store for a free personalized arch support fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the comfort, balance, and support missing in your life. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville, online at goodfeet.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Last night, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis were two of the 15 players named to the All-NBA teams. Fox, Sabonis, LeBron James, Julius Randle, and Damian Lillard were named to the All-NBA third team. Fox and Sabonis are the first Kings teammates to make All-NBA in the same season in the Sacramento era. For more on Fox and Sabonis making All-NBA, check out Frankie Cardicelli's story up right now on SactownSports.com. In the NBA, the Warriors beat the Lakers 121-106 to force Game 7, and the Knicks beat Game 6, and the Knicks beat the Heat 112-103 to force a Game 6 Friday in that series. In baseball, the Oakland A's announced a new $1.5 billion stadium proposal in Las Vegas on a completely different site than their previous $2 billion stadium proposal. The A's are asking for $395 million in public funding. The A's got swept by Jason Ross's New York Yankees. They're now 8-30. Those are your headlines. Now let's roll along with JayMarZZ and the wonderfully kind and incredible human Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
You're talking good. I'm going to talk bad on him, but
you got love in the last one.
Why can't it be evenly distributed?
We're getting there. You got slighted, and then a lot of love. Then I got a lot of love. We're going to get there.
But I've been slighted 2 out of the 3 updates.
No, you were mentioned. It wasn't anything bad.
It's still a slight.
Huh.
We'll alternate, I guess, between the segments. I only have a minute to do these headlines.
We have plenty of time to talk glowingly about us.
Yeah, I mean, who cares about the Oakland A's? Let's talk more about
honestly,
Jason Ross and JayMarZZ.
I do believe me and you probably have more relevant name brand recognition than the A's at this point.
It's up for debate, but yeah, you might be right.
I mean, name 2 Oakland Athletics. I dare you.
Rooker and JP Sears.
Stomper. Ken Korak.
Laureano still on the team.
Yes.
Ruiz.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
He had 3 home runs against the Yankees. Yeah. Stomper.
Wow, we're still doing this.
Is Billy Bean suiting up?
He should be.
I feel like Billy Bean is still
He'd
employed
help.
there, but doesn't work there.
You're saying he's on the payroll?
He's on the payroll, but I just don't think what is Billy doing?
Will there be a Moneyball too?
This is the season they based it on.
The Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, the one that does it right.
Yeah, the one that actually wins.
Yeah.
Also, do you know what Billy Bean's middle name is?
Jelly.
Lamar.
Oh.
William Lamar Bean III.
I like Jelly more.
Yeah, I do too.
He's an A's legend. Played for him in '89. I wonder if he got a ring.
I think he got one with the Mets.
No, he wasn't on the Mets in '86.
Okay. I just remember he was on the Mets in Moneyball.
He was on the '89 A's, so he might have got a ring.
He should have.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, how about that?
Was it a DeMarcus Cousins ring?
That's what I mean. It might have been
counts.
that.
Yeah.
He appeared in 37 games in '89.
Oh yeah, give him a ring.
Batted .241. He spent most of the
in
time
this day. That's
Triple
fine.
A.
Yeah. All right. Well, good for Billy.
Yay, Billy.
We are here in hour number 2. 1 hour from now, Sam Amick, the great Sam Amick, will join us from The Athletic. We'll get his weekly visit with us. We thank you for joining us here on Sactown Sports, our YouTube page. Hello to all of you out there. Hit that thumbs up button while you are checking us out. We do appreciate that. Jason Ross, JayMarZZ here. Kyle Ledbetter as well. Carmichael Dave off today. He'll be back with us on Monday. Again, keep your good thoughts out for the Carmichael Dave family, as certainly his mother's going through some things. So, yeah, we got good and well wishes out there for him. Jay, good news yesterday. It wasn't ultimately a surprise. We had to wait and see, though, for sure, once TNT announced it, that Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox named to the All-NBA team on the 3rd team. It's a great honor, great achievement for those two guys.
Absolutely.
And I know the way the season ended, a few people I felt were a little bit down on Sabonis, but his season was incredible, and I also think they were a little bit unfair in the criticism of Sabonis in the playoffs.
Oh, I mean, it was 100% unfair criticism. Not that he didn't deserve some of it, for sure, but people were making it seem like he was a ghost out there.
Right.
He was still present. The Warriors game plan for him well.
Yeah.
Didn't respect his outside. I mean, he said it as himself, like they didn't respect my outside shot. And if I was able to knock that down, this would be completely different. He knows what he has to work on in the offseason.
Yeah, I think this is going to end up being, or needs to end up being, a good thing that he went through that. That's why we said this team needs to go through this. He was one of the individuals that had to go through a game plan that was schemed directly to stop him.
And then you heard De'Aaron Fox speak about how, like, man, this really stung. And it's those type of things. It's why you say, hey, playoff experience is important. I always put out good playoff experience is important because, I mean, look at like Orlando. I think from like 2018 to 2019, they were the 8th seed both years. Just got wiped. They didn't learn anything other than they just weren't good enough.
Right.
Whereas the Kings obviously learned we're good enough, but we have things that we need to work on to make us that much better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a great experience. I did get a little nervous when Fox was not on the first 2 teams. I actually thought he was going to get DeMarcus Cousins. There was a year where DeMarcus was an all-star, but didn't make All-NBA, and they had chose DeAndre Jordan in front of him, and DeAndre Jordan had made an all-star team. I thought that was going to happen again. I thought Jalen Brunson might get that 3rd spot. Bless you, by the way.
Thank you. But did not happen. I think one of the debates I saw when people are talking about the totality of all the teams was the oddity that, by definition, Jokic and Embiid could have been on the first team.
Should have been on the first team.
And the fact that Jokic was so far along the MVP race but finished on the second team was a little bit of an oddity because they both could have been. But I think the fact that Fox and Sabonis made it, we had someone on our YouTube chat kind of asked what the impact would be of future extensions. Well, anytime you kind of make a All-NBA team, that kind of puts you in another salary tier. And so when Sabonis' contract comes up, he has an opportunity to make a little bit more money.
He does, because I thought something was not triggered because of their time in the NBA. I thought it had to be like 7 or more seasons, something like that.
So is that why, and I don't know if and we'll get correction on this, but I know Jaylen Brown went to a whole nother stratosphere.
Yes, because I believe he had Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both are now Supermax eligible. But there was something about this happening in year 6 for De'Aaron that made it so that he could not be Supermax eligible.
Interesting. Okay,
so if he gets it next year, I believe he'll be Supermax eligible, but he is not Supermax eligible. And then we'll talk about John Morant in the next segment.
I was going to say, because his got moved down.
He would have been, because this is year 7 for John. No,
he's not that far along.
There's all sorts of weird triggers, but I thought I saw something that says Sabonis and Fox did not trigger what they need for more money on their.
Well, either way for Sabonis, he's not going to have to worry about it paid. I mean, he's going to get paid, and most likely by the Kings. But either way, he's going to get the financial windfall coming up next season.
So, according to Anthony Slater, I don't know how this applies to the All-NBA teams or not, but Sabonis, if he waits until after next year, is eligible for, depending on how the salary cap works, around $42 million a year. So, if you average it out over a 5-year Supermax, that would be about $210 million.
But there was nothing specific to being All-NBA?
I can't find anything that's verifying specific or not on All-NBA.
Yeah, but I know De'Aaron is not, as of yet, Supermax eligible.
Yeah. But to know now that you have got 2 positions where, and it's not just validated with this year by getting recognition, but I think they already considered that they had one of the best big men in the league and one of the best guards in the league. And that's such a great foundation point that this team is in.
Well, especially because they work as a tandem.
Right.
Those two pieces just fit together as good as any guard center tandem in the league, number one. And I'm still on the idea of building around those two. I think they showed more than enough this season to say, hey, man, I'm really comfortable solidifying these two. It's can they fit the ancillary pieces around them? I thought for this year they did a great job of it, but is there upgrades there?
Right.
And that's going to be really the thing that Monty McNair and Wes Wilcox and the rest of the front office have to figure out. But this has been the exact opposite problem that the Kings have had for the last several years is they haven't had those anchor pieces. They finally have two anchor pieces. It's a lot easier to build around those two pieces than it is doing it in the reverse way, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. And, I think the other thing that I found interesting about the list of guards that made it, let's say Curry, there's some debate on games played, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But SGA, I think there's been a lot of love for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who had an amazing season, but I honestly was a little surprised where he went.
I was surprised he went first team. I thought he'd go second or third, but I was really surprised. And I think, statistically was off the charts this year. I think what really maybe had pushed him over was given how good he was and given how low of expectations that the Thunder had. This was a team that at the beginning of the year we were talking about being in the Wembanyama sweepstakes.
Right.
And they damn near made the playoffs.
Yeah, 40 wins, which was more than people thought. But, still was a losing record to be on the first team. I was surprised, but
I was surprised first team, but
I feel like this award of all is probably less about what you've done for your team as opposed to your individual stats. Because, he's one of I think there were 6 players that averaged 30 or more, and he was one of them. But, you start going stats. Like, clearly scoring, he's more than Fox.
Yeah.
But after that, I don't know. I think it's a really good debate. And for him to be first team, I honestly was surprised.
Yeah, I thought he should have been second or third team. But you know what? Credit to him getting first team, not being in the playoffs. And, he had a
incredible year.
The guy is, when you talk about young guards, might be the most intriguing one to have on your team right now amongst everybody. he's that freaking good.
Yeah.
And to think about it, he came over in that Paul George trade and nobody thought a whole lot of it. I know there was, who was big on the SGA train, even his rookie year, was Jay Johnson in the afternoon show. He was telling me he thought he was going to win Rookie of the Year. And he really is just been the best player in that whole trade. Oh, and by the way, the Thunder got like a million picks from the Clippers.
Exactly.
So again, we see these star trades that look really one-sided at the time. It's why you don't give a trade grade.
All right.
The day after.
What a concept. Yeah, or even the draft pick grade, right? It's just the way it always happens.
You got to let it play out for like at least 2, 3, probably 4 seasons.
Yeah, we got more on Fox and Sabonis and then making the all-NBA teams and the value of all of that, and even something else to look forward to as far as the minimum number of games that need to be played, if that's truly implemented in the future, how that'll affect future all-NBA teams like it would have this year. We've got that coming up, but when we come back, 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness, all brought to you by Fire Wings. That is next.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third, your scorer is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track, makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. Spring officially here. And with the long, cold, and rainy winter behind us, I'm sure you're counting the days until summer. But don't wait until it's hot to make sure your air conditioner is working efficiently and, most importantly, safely. Get ahead of the problem with a $49 AC tune-up from American Energy Heat and Air. There's nothing worse than your air conditioner going out when it's hot outside. Get a tune-up today and make sure you and your family are comfortable and cool in your home for the hot summer months that are right around the corner. Give them a call, 916-520-9990, or schedule your appointment online at AmericanEnergyAir.com. Better Business Bureau, A+ rating. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. Easy, convenient payment options, same as cash, low monthly payments through financing partners. What do you need? 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
call 916-520-9998 now.
3 questions,
3 answers.
It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
And all our questions on 3 for Men is brought to you by the great folks at Fire Wings. Jay, do you know how many delicious flavors they have?
I was counting them yesterday. I got to 21.
That's all you needed to count.
Wow.
So good.
I'm good at counting.
21 delicious flavors from Fire Wings. Just wing it. I suggest peanut butter. And I got that
I've
from
had peanut butter before.
They had
Carmichael
peanut
Dave.
butter?
Yes.
Oh
That's
my
exactly
gosh, I gotta try that.
when Carmichael Dave said, I'm like, peanut butter. Come on.
They're delicious.
And then I went there. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try the peanut butter. That's what I get every time.
Yeah, I don't get it every time. I'll mix and match, but I love the classic buffalo.
Yeah.
Like, you can't beat it with some ranch. Ooh. Now you're getting me going.
I know. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. All right, Kyle, what do you got for us? Yes, boneless for sure. We agree on that. Let's go with 3 for Madness. Question 1.
Question 1. Dan Faval of Bleacher Report thinks the Kings should make a play for Portland free agent Jeremy Grant in the offseason. Should the Kings be able to make this work with a sign and trade the most likely way? If they could pull it off, would Grant be an upgrade for this team?
I say yes. I think he would be. I don't know if that's my number one target, number one goal, but hey, look, if your goal is to make the team better, Jay, I think that's an avenue that it would. Obviously, it depends on what is the cost. If it's just a direct sign, I don't think that can happen.
They can't sign him directly.
Then what's the trade? What are you giving up? What's the pieces? That all becomes a factor in this. But assuming it seems like it's a net win, then yes, I'm for it. I think Jeremy Grant was someone that was talked about before he went to Portland. As someone that could help this team. And I think he could. I think he's a good size, still in that good age range. He's been around a little bit, experienced player now. Yeah, I'd be for that.
Yeah, you would have to get a little bit under the cap. You'd probably have to renounce the majority of your free agents, if not all of them. Probably means Harrison Barnes isn't coming back, by the way. So if you can get under the cap enough that you can send out salary and absorb more than you're sending out, it's likely like Rashawn Holmes, maybe a couple seconds to Portland. Because remember, in a sign and trade, it's not like Portland can demand big things from the Kings at this point.
Yeah.
He's going to go somewhere else if that's the case. If you can make that happen without gutting the team, and again, if it means HB, and if the world you're presenting to me is Barnes and Lyles aren't back, but you're getting Jeremy Grant and Vezenkov coming over, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I think that improves the team without really messing up any of the core. I think that's actually a lot better team. Yeah, if you could make it happen, which is a lot easier said than done. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
And then I still think if you did what you said, and then I still think there's some work on the edges. You keep that 24th pick. That's someone you hope is in your rotation, and maybe there's a mid-level signee or something along those lines. You go, okay, overall, I think the team did get better.
Yeah, and that's really what you want. Like, I don't think the Kings are going to make that splashy superstar move. That's not a thing. But if you can get if you can make Fox and Sabonis better by putting better pieces around them, I think that's really your goal, right?
Better fits.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I think Grant would be a good fit.
Yeah, Grant would be a great fit. Him and Keegan Murray out there. I mean, Grant's a good 3-point shooter. You're really stretching the floor. Like, that floor is stretched with Herter. Yeah. And then
more athletic.
And then if you bring Vezenkov off the bench and just kind of let him get acclimated to the NBA like that, I think he'd be good off the. Yeah, I think this team has potential to make some really good around the edges moves like that.
All right, question 2.
Question 2.
So JJ Redick reportedly interviewed for the Toronto Raptors head coaching job. You know JJ Redick, the podcaster.
Yeah, I heard of him.
So do you think JJ Redick would make a good NBA head coach?
Okay, my immediate reaction when I heard this yesterday, I was like, no. But that's totally unfair because the way the league works, the way other people similar to JJ Redick that have played the game, obviously knows the game, has been under different coaches and knows what he's heard, what he's liked, what he's taken from all the way back in college at Coach K to all the different coaches he's played for. It would be imperative for him to hire a good staff. So you get him in a good situation. I think in the present day NBA, Jay, it's really about relationships, communication. There'll be an X and O's guy, and that may not even be him. I mean, that's if you look at it, a lot of times when you go to these timeouts, you see some other coach come in there, and this is what we're running, and the head coach can be the figurehead, the motivator, the one that keeps them all together. I don't know enough about JJ Redick's personality in that way. But, I mean, as far as experience, what would make him different than Steve Kerr, than Derek Fisher?
Well, Steve Kerr had front office experience. At least he ran Phoenix's front office for years. So
Steve Nash was in some other spots too.
But Steve Nash didn't do well. Derek Fisher, another guy that was brought in for relationships, did not do well.
Jason Kidd's
been awful, I think.
Yeah. But keeps getting jobs. I mean, he's had 3 head coaching jobs.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
Yeah.
I cannot put a finger on why Jason Kidd, has had 3 head coaching jobs. Like, if Dallas sucks next season, I think that is his final stop.
But also if Redick, well, the one he was talking to was Toronto. But if he went to an even worse situation, then, goes to the Houston Rockets.
Right.
Like, no. I don't – is Silas a good coach? I don't know. Steven Silas? He was given a terrible situation.
I always say, especially first-time coaches, when they're in terrible situations, you cannot grade them on that. Like, I'm sorry. The only thing you can grade on, in my opinion, is, hey, was player development better? Were guys better from year 1 to year 2 to year 3? I can't even look at the full roster. And again, that's another hard thing to grade.
Yeah.
I don't like JJ Redick as a media personality. I'm going to be very honest about that. I think he has some takes that are just coming too much from a former NBA player standpoint. It was one the other day where he thought the media was being unfair I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not it, bro. You sound way too much like a player who's been criticized too much right now, that you can't handle that heat. So when he's a head coach in Toronto and Toronto's not good and there's unfavorable things written about him, is he going to be able to take that? Is he going to be able to handle that? I don't know. I'll just say this. I think maybe he's the type of guy that would need to sit on a bench for a few seasons. I think if you put him directly in a situation, Toronto, where I don't think they're going to be great next year, and expect him to do well, I think it's going to be a bad look.
Mm-hmm.
I do. So, no, I don't think he'll be successful right out going from just broadcasting for a couple years into the booth or into the head coaching spot.
And it's also one of those where he was interviewed. Like, I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes you just interview a lot of people, and maybe his camp wanted that out. I don't even know how serious a candidate he is.
Oh, I'm sure his camp would want that out. I'm sure they would.
It's kind of like a few years ago. Remember Kenny Smith got interviewed? Maybe it was, might have even been New Jersey at the time, or Brooklyn was like, Kenny Smith? Well, yeah, if that's what he's interested in, but
did the Kings ever end up interviewing Charles Barkley for the front office job?
I don't think so. I didn't hear about that.
They interviewed Weber.
I know he would have wanted that, but I don't know if they ever did that either.
I wish I knew. Because I remember there was times where like even Barkley has said like he's won a front office job.
Yeah.
And
he's wanted every job.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, question 3.
Question 3.
JayMarZZ alluded to this earlier. Ja Morant failing to make an All-NBA team this season cost him $39 million on his contract. Teresa Walker of NBA.com also reported last month he's countersuing the teenager who filed a lawsuit against him over that lost money. So is this an exclamation point on the crazy season for Ja?
Yeah, for him, for Memphis, for everybody involved in that team. He's so talented. I feel like I wouldn't even say he's at a crossroads of his career, but I hope everything that he went through this season is one of those things. And I already saw him tweet it yesterday. It was like super motivated, like, hey, I'm going to be healthy, available. All that other stuff was really a blip. If it is, he's so gifted, and he could just jump and vault right back to where he was.
I don't think I'm being crazy by saying this. If he doesn't have the incident where he's, quote unquote, suspended, although call that what you want it was, he's on the All-NBA team. He 100%. He was having a fantastic year
early on in the MVP race.
Yes,
earlier on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He would have made All-NBA, I think, this year, and would have had that $39 million added on to his next contract, or at least been eligible for it. Yeah, this is 100% an exclamation point. I hope for him, because, he says he learned all this stuff, when he was at wherever he was in Florida during the suspension, but nothing talks to you like your wallet.
Oh yeah. The best motivator for some.
I hope for him, this was like the green light of, I better get it together because this is costing me a lot of money. So we'll see.
Yeah. The image took a hit, certainly financially took a hit. And the season they had was going well, but they were already out of the postseason. All right, that's 3 for Mandis, all brought to you by Fire Wings. We will take the break. When we come back, the Warriors needed a win. They got the win, but did they just put off the inevitable, or can they come back and win this series? We talk about the Warriors and Lakers next here on Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
It feels awesome. We deserve this. Let's go, Niners!
Purdy.
Purdy going to throw, and it is Kittle in the back of the end zone.
Samuel.
Debo 10. Debo. Touchdown!
And McCaffrey.
Touchdown! CMC!
They all live here on Sactown Sports.
Your official home for 49ers football.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
You've waited long enough. Now, Grammy Award-winning rapper, entrepreneur, and actor 50 Cent is hitting the road. The Final Lap Tour 2023. Get Rich or Die Trying 20 years later, featuring Busta Rhymes and special guest Jeremiah. Golden One Center, September 4th. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
Family-owned Clark & Rush, celebrating 60 years of serving Sacramento. It's time to convert your gas water heater and furnace to electric. Just turn to the experts at Clark & Rush and Carrier. We electrify more homes than any other contractor in Sacramento. Plus, we'll help you get up to $6,500 in utility rebates. We'll even do the paperwork. Call or visit clark-rush.com.
Smart energy savings is what we do. Clark and Rush.
Call 916-245-2829.
Hey, Scott, you look great.
Yeah, I'm feeling good and have a new job.
No, there's something different about the way you look.
To be honest, a few months ago, I had an amazing robotic hair transplant procedure at XL Medicine. It's called the artist procedure.
No way. Your hair looks completely natural, and you don't even have a scar. How did they do that?
Dude, the artist system is amazing. I have this fantastic hairline, and I'm happy with my results. XL Medicine could probably help you too, buddy.
Using the artist procedure, Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall can target and harvest healthy hair follicles with micron-level accuracy from the back of your head and transplant them where you need it. The procedure is painless, and you'll be back doing your regular activities in a couple of days. Ask Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall at XL Medicine about the artist procedure. Call today, 916-932-4470. That's 932-4470 for a complimentary in-person or Zoom consultation. Or on the web at xlmedicine.com. That's EXCEL medicine.com. See what the artist procedure can do for you.
These are actors and not real patients.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street. Right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Last night, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis were two of the 15 players named to the All-NBA teams. Fox and Sabonis are the first Kings teammates to make All-NBA in the same season in the Sacramento era. For more on Fox and Sabonis making All-NBA, check out Frankie Cardicelli's story up right now at SactownSports.com. The Golden State Warriors beat the Lakers in Game 5. That series is 3-2 Lakers. And the Knicks beat the Miami Heat to keep their season alive. Game 6 of those series will be on Friday. In baseball news, the Oakland A's announced a new $1.5 billion stadium proposal in Las Vegas on a completely different site than the previous stadium proposal in April. The A's are asking for $395 million in public funding from Las Vegas and the state of Nevada. On the field, the Oakland A's got swept by Jason Ross's New York Yankees. Those are your headlines. Now let's roll along with Jason Ross and the incredible friend and incredible coworker, JayMarZZ.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
This is T-Swizzle?
It is, yeah. I felt like we had to mix it up a little bit.
Love me some Swizz.
You want to sing along?
No, I won't do that. But, people, I always say this. If a Taylor Swift song comes on the radio, I'm not like a Taylor Swift fan. I'm likely not turning the station. Why are you looking at me like that?
I was just waiting for you to sing more.
You don't listen to Taylor songs when they come on?
I do. I just shake it off.
There he is. That's why you're the best in the business.
I don't know about that. Welcome in, Jason Ross, JayMarZZ. We got Sam Amick about 30 minutes or so from now. But last night, the Golden State Warriors needed a win to stay alive, and they would get it. Plays like this certainly helped.
They want a screen. Nobody's coming up the screen. Curry will go one-on-one with Walker with 3, with 2. Backs up into a 3. It's up and good at the buzzer. Golden State will take an 11-point lead into the locker room at halftime.
Some plays you could just feel that was right at the end of the half. Warriors are getting a little bit of momentum, and you could just see Curry going into ISO mode. I'm like, this is going to end well for the Warriors. I don't know. You felt it, Curry. I don't think has shot the 3 ball that well, to be honest, in the postseason. His 2-pointers have been amazing, and his paint work and his, against the Kings, Jay, I think that's what he was just really shined. Like he would go 2 of 11 from 3, but he would knife through the lane, spin, turn, flip, and just make some trick shots that were incredible.
It's not just a flip, right? It's how high he goes off the glass and comes
ridiculous.
down. Now, the one that had me when I knew it was going to be like really, really going to be a Steph night was that one going into halftime.
That's the one, right?
Yeah,
that's
it. That play right there. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be one of those games, isn't it?
And then the Lakers, we're hanging around just enough, and there's a couple times I'm like, I think this is over. But it was in that 17 range and got down to 11, got down to 9 a couple times. Like, well, a couple good minutes here and the Warriors might be in trouble. But then AD got elbowed to the side of the head. He didn't return. That was just a really bizarre few minutes with AD going to the bench, clearly looking like he was in a daze. And then you're thinking, well, he's going to come back in at some point and then never return.
Yeah, it was interesting, especially when you contrast it with, I know the Lakers are going to run more tests on him today, but Chris Haynes from TNT was reporting last night that they don't think he's concussed. And yeah, he goes down. You get the wheelchair experience. All the Paul Pierce around it, right? And he comes back on the bench, and I'm just like, okay. And I'm not trying to compare these two, but here I go. Whereas you watch Kevon Looney versus Domantas Sabonis, right? And Domas looked like Rocky after facing Apollo in the first movie by game 7.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, AD, that was a hit, but like, dude, you gotta stay in the game if you're not concussed. Like if they're running early things and it comes back, hey, he's not concussed, he's good. Like, and you go back to the bench, don't you go back in the game? Or do they just feel like at that point it was out of reach?
They shouldn't have. It wasn't out of reach at that point. And that's the thing too. Like the more you play with. That's what we made fun of earlier, and other people nationally did when Mike Greenberg had suggested, hey, should the Lakers rest their starters? I thought that was the craziest suggestion ever, because the longer you go in a series, you just open up opportunities. Let's say AD was legitimately like not season-ending, but series-ending injury in that situation.
Yeah.
Well, you're cooked.
Yes.
You're in trouble. You're in big-time trouble. And now he's not. That's not the case, but you just – okay, now you go home. You should feel good about going home. What if you have one of those nights where it's a bad shooting night? You just don't have it.
Right.
Now you're going to game 7 back to San Francisco. I think everybody would think the Warriors would win. Certainly the Lakers could. But you're just, momentum has shifted. You don't want to mess around in these series. And the fact that there were a couple of 3-1s tonight, there's some 3-2s. If you've got to eliminate teams the first chance you can.
Yeah, and so going back to what you said, what if there's an off shooting night tomorrow for AD? Listen, AD has been like a roller coaster in these playoffs. You've seen him, and I think he finally broke the one bad game, one good game thing. But that's been a thing where he has these games where he's going to put 35, 12 and 4 blocks on you. And then there's nights he just can't hit a shot. So you go into game 6. What if that's one of those nights? Yeah. The Warriors, if he's not playing well, the Warriors are going to win that game.
Right.
Do you really want to go back to San Francisco for a game 7, having lost 2 straight? No.
Right. And all these have been back-to-back. Now, maybe this will start to accrue on the Warriors here, where they've been playing, not back-to-back, but one day off. They started that with Game 5 of the Kings. They played 5, day off, Game 6, day off, Game 7, and then this series has been the same way. And I don't know if it'll catch up to them, but last night to me was a little bit like the Kings series. When the Warriors won, we could go down the rosters and say the Warriors had more players that played better than the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
I think the same thing happened last night. Curry was good.
Yep.
Draymond was incredible. He set the tone. His energy is his just will to win. Wiggins was good.
Gary Payton, too, was really good last night, too.
And, I mean, Clay was a little bit off. I think Moody in his minutes was productive. So they're getting more players than I would say the Lakers that played well. And that's kind of what the difference was with the Kings series.
Yeah, no, it was exactly that. And now, the Warriors are going to be feeling good going into Game 6. I'm honest with you. I said this to Kyle. If the Warriors win Game 6, they're winning the series.
Mm-hmm.
I do not see the Lakers going back to San Francisco against this Warriors team with these vets on it, battle tested, and pulling out a Game 7 in San Francisco. I just don't see it.
Also, it would be another check mark of what the Warriors weren't doing in the regular season, winning road games. Obviously, they won Game 5 and Game 7 here. And think about that Game 7. I mean, Curry went for 50, and he is capable of doing that, I think, against this Laker team. I mean, he's not preserving himself. He just hasn't had that, like I said, that great three-point shooting game in this series. His two-pointers have been great. They've been getting AD away from the basket. He's been getting a lot of switches where he's get Reeves on him, and he's been cooking him. And I think the other part about series that is so interesting to me is how they can evolve and how they can develop. And my point being on the Lakers side of things. So if we were covering the Lakers every night, and when they got and acquired Vanderbilt, it felt like that is one of the key pieces to any kind of postseason run. I remember when they started Game 1, he opens up on Curry. I'm like, oh, man, what a difference.
Right.
He can guard him out on the perimeter, and if Curry goes by him, there's AD waiting in the middle. Now he plays about 10 minutes a game in this year. Like because he can't score, now you find limitations. The Warriors are exposing that, leaving him wide open, and he basically starts the first and third quarter and doesn't play.
Nope.
It's crazy.
It's all about the adjustments in series.
Yeah.
You've been hearing it on kind of a national level that Darvin Ham's been out coaching Steve Kerr. Didn't look like that last night, did it? No. And I think the Warriors, we don't give enough credit to Steve Kerr, especially come playoff time. I think he is great at making adjustments, at managing his rotations. He has no problem taking a guy who started 7 games the series before and bring him off the bench, the next series. Like, he is going
He's changing his lineup all the time.
He changes and tinkers all the time. That's why he wins. I've never been a fan of, well, we're just going to stick with what worked for us, all season long. If it's not working in the postseason, you have to fix it. And he does that. He does it every time. Like, going away from Jordan Poole is a good idea because Jordan Poole has been terrible. So I think the whole idea that Darvin Ham's out coaching Steve Kerr, that to me, I was like, you can miss me with that one.
Well, and the other part too is sometimes, and not to diminish coaching, but sometimes it's as simple as who played better that day.
Sure.
Like, I mean, again, I don't think there's a clearly better team in this series. If you want to argue that it's the Warriors, fine.
You can make the argument both ways.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen 5 now, and there's been a couple blowouts, a couple of close games, but watching as they play 4 quarters every night, it's like, man, there's moments where you're like, man, how do you stop Steph? Well, how do you stop the game before when the Lakers constantly were getting LeBron the ball, and LeBron would just point like, who's Curry guarding Lonnie Walker? Come over here and set the screen. They would switch. So now LeBron already has the advantage on Curry, and either he would post him or find someone else. And so everybody's just trying to find the advantage, and I still think the series is razor thin.
It really is, but I do think it'll end in one of 2 ways. It'll end with the Lakers winning tomorrow night, taking the series 4-2. Or it will end with the Warriors winning Game 7, because I just don't feel like the Lakers aren't built to go into, in my opinion, they're not built right now to go into a Game 7 environment in San Francisco against the defending champions, the 4-time champions. I just don't see it.
That's got to be the rest of the roster, not LeBron.
Oh, of course. No, LeBron is definitely built for that. I mean, LeBron's already done it against the Warriors when he was in Cleveland. You think AD's built for that? I don't.
No, it's kind of like when you list the players, you're like, are you going to trust Clay, Draymond, Steph, that group, or Russell, Schroeder, like the others?
Yeah.
Like that's a little scary if I'm the Lakers.
For sure.
Got to win it tomorrow night if you're LA. All right, we'll get more on that series too, how the Lakers now could try to adjust. Some audio reaction from the Warriors staying alive. We've got that when we return here on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf.
It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa
on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave telling you something obvious. Our moms, they're so special. What a great surprise to get her something from Amy's Outdoor Living, now in 2 locations, on El Camino near Watt, of course, and El Dorado Hills. They have special gifts for moms in their huge showrooms. See their new outdoor rugs, new home decor items, candles and vases, and of course, their great selection of umbrellas. How about a new set of cushions for her patio? How about one of those Yeti rumblers or a colorful water bottle? And of course, you know Amy's has the best patio furniture, from patio sets, loungers, fire pits, and of course, barbecues. Now, to salute our moms, Amy is going to pay the sales tax on all in-stock patio furniture. Stop in Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and their new location inside Amy's Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center.
Your health is important, so keep yourself and your family covered with Medi-Cal. Medi-Cal renewals will be happening soon, so if you have Medi-Cal, make sure you don't miss any important renewal information. If you've moved in the last 3 years, check and update your mailing address, email address, and phone number. Learn more at keepmedicalcoverage.org. That's keepmedicalcoverage.org. Paid for by the California Department of Healthcare Services.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Uma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at Uma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com. 0
down with approved credit.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
I believe you asked for T-Sizzle.
I didn't ask for it. I just complimented the song on the last one. You said shake it off, and guess what? You get shake it off.
Yeah. I'm complimenting you for your subtle joke from earlier by bringing up the song.
Ooh. Let's see if you can make more subtle song jokes and see if he gets what the reference is and he goes to it.
I'm trying to think, but I got a blank space in my mind.
Just doesn't sound as good coming from you than it does as Jason.
How do you feel about that?
Like an anti-hero?
All right, that's better. That's a great song, by the way. Anti-hero. It's Yellow Ledbetter.
You know what's actually funny is...
Did you get that reference?
Yes, it's a Pearl Jam song.
Look at him!
Yeah!
Look at Ledbetter!
Really, yeah. So when I was a kid growing up in San Diego, people always used to say, usually like people my dad's age would say, "Oh, hey, the Pearl Jam song," and they said it so much, and I heard the song. Not actually a big fan of Yellow Ledbetter. It's okay.
I don't think I know it.
It's not great.
Okay.
You're not missing out on anything.
All right.
It's no even flow.
Yeah,
it's
no,
no
it's not.
Jeremy.
No, it is not. Well, the Warriors, they get the win last night. As we continue here, Jason Ross, JayMarZZ, no Carmichael Dave. He will be back with us on Monday, back here on Sactown Sports. We will have Chris Watkins.
You won't be.
I won't be. I'll be off next week.
Oh, man.
A little vacation.
I'll miss you.
I'll miss me too.
Cool.
Wait, what? That doesn't make sense.
No, you can miss yourself. It's
Okay.
very narcissistic, but
Yeah,
you can do
no,
it.
I'll miss you guys as well.
Thanks.
Can I still text in my streak picks?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
I'm looking forward to that. Next week, got to keep streaking. We got that coming up a little bit later in the show. Sam Amick joining us at 8 o'clock as we continue here. But yeah, Carmichael Dave will be back with us on Monday. Yesterday, the Warriors had to win, and they did win, which they stayed alive here to make this series go to Game 6 to Los Angeles. Let's hear from LeBron James about that AD head injury.
I didn't see the shot. I'm just seeing the aftermath, but the medical team seems to say he's doing better. So, that's what matters the most.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Jay, this is an obvious statement. They need him. They absolutely need him. And when he's been
serious without Anthony Davis or LeBron,
when he's been on, that's been trouble for the Warriors. And last night he was having an okay game, but as it went along, he was starting to lose some of the strength that he had going against the Warriors, and they just defended him better. Warriors kept going offensively, and Lakers need him to have any chance in Game 6.
Yeah, no, and we talked about it, the roller coaster of Anthony Davis, right? If he has one of his patented, just not feeling it tonight games, it's going to Game 7 in San Francisco.
Right.
Like you're just not going to win a game against the Warriors where him and LeBron aren't both having good games, in my opinion. Now, the other side of that is when you look at this from the Lakers standpoint, is all the pressure on them in Game 6, even though the Warriors are the ones on the brink still? Is all the pressure on the Lakers?
I think so. In this game, yeah, because you've won your home games. They've actually, I forgot what the stat is. They've got a nice home court win streak going from the end of the regular season through this postseason. Obviously, won the playing game at home, won the games against Memphis at home, won the games against the Warriors at home. There'll be a Friday night in LA. All those stars will be out, all that. And I think they'll go all in on that game thinking that's the one they have to. They have to knock out the Warriors in.
Yeah. So I don't imagine you're going to get the bad game from AD. I think AD knows. I think LeBron knows. What I'm wondering is we talked about this a little bit as we were going to break. How are the ancillary pieces going to react? How is D'Angelo Russell going to act going into a Game 6 that is kind of must win, even though it's not?
Right.
How is Jared Vanderbilt going to react to that? How's Austin Reeves going to react to that? I think that's the real wild card for the Lakers at this point.
Well, if you go to Game 4, the Lonnie Walker the fourth, it was basically his fourth quarter. That was a huge difference in getting them that 3-1 series lead.
Yes. And does he have another one of those in him? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And it's no disrespect to Lonnie Walker, but I don't think you can rely on Lonnie Walker to come in a fourth quarter situation and give you 15 points every game when you need a little boost off the bench.
Yeah. And watching this series more and more, and maybe do you get the feeling that LeBron is preserving himself a little bit? I mean, I know he's turned into much more of a jump shooter now, and that's fine. There's a little bit of evolution to his game too, and he can shoot. It's not Steph, but I feel like at times he's just really kind of letting the game, and he has the ball in his hands a lot less than he normally does.
No, he does. I don't know if he's preserving himself.
Or
That's a great question. I tend
which is still very good.
I tend to lean more this is who he is now, so it doesn't mean he's preserving himself. But I would imagine if this series goes to Game 7, let's say he plays like that tomorrow night in Game 6, which is a very plausible scenario.
Yeah.
I think we might see LeBron go a little downhill more in Game 7, kind of try to get to the basket, really take over the game. So, again, I still think he has that gear in him, but I don't think he can do that I don't think he can sustain that all season. That's why you see him play the way he does now.
Yeah, and I think
which is still really great, by the way.
Oh, exactly. Nearly triple-double all the time. I mean, he's got all those abilities and skills. again, I think some things just can jump off the screen. Last night, what jumped off the screen was Draymond Green. Like he would get like that Sabonis rebound and push and create a fast break. His energy of putting the pressure on the Lakers defensively, and I don't know if that ignites the Warriors as well, but he played with a purpose and an energy at 100 miles an hour, but under control.
When you get Draymond under control and playing well, he's not the best player in the Warriors. I do believe he's the most important. I do believe he really is the guy that really gets them going, both offensively and defensively. And you saw that, to your point, last night. They don't win that game without Draymond Green. That's something Steve Kerr has said over the years forever. We don't do what we do without Draymond Green. This is why the Warriors put up with the nonsense. Yeah. It's because when you get him in his element, they're not unbeatable, but man, they are a really difficult out.
Yeah.
This series is really fascinating for me, for a series that's only had one, maybe two good games. I didn't feel like last night was a very good game.
No, I thought it might go down that road, but it didn't by the end.
But interestingly enough, I still think this is the most fascinating series we're watching right now, just because of the mental changes you see these two teams make. You know, whether you want to call them adjustments, guys not playing within themselves, not doing what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? It's super fascinating to me to watch these two teams go.
Yeah, and I always think about, okay, what's going to happen to each team if they were to lose.
Right.
You know, I feel like the Warriors have more to lose in that sense. I don't think the Lakers are going to be different every year anyway, but I think they're kind of the same team for the most part.
I agree. I think the Lakers, if they lose, they go into the offseason, hey, wait till you see what we do with a full season with this group, because they had a nice sample size in the back half of the season. I don't think the Lakers make huge changes. If the Warriors lose the series, though, I mean, there's going to be question marks even if they win another title, right?
Sure.
The question marks are going to be there. But I feel like those question marks get an exclamation point at the end of them when you look at, okay, this team is older. They got to the semis. They lost to another, kind of old team to a degree, a veteran team. You have the Bob Myers thing hanging over their head, which means you have a Steve Kerr thing hanging over your head. You have the Draymond Green extension hanging over your head. There's just a lot of things hanging over their heads. Klay Thompson is clearly not the player he used to be, and for good reason. He's gotten older and he's had two devastating injuries. There is so many question marks about the Warriors. I do think they will be the team, though. If they lose, they'll be a much more fascinating off-season story than the Lakers.
And it does start with Bob Myers, because if he truly doesn't come back, then it's some of the things that they have talked about over the years that will literally be different, like dueling timelines when they were kind of working that Wiseman, Moody, Kuminga. Wow, you have that other core. Like, we can have it all meshed together. Well, right now they've already changed some of that. And if you get a different voice that's a decision maker, then some of the thoughts that Bob Myers had in construction of this team will just be different eyes and ears on the team, and they're definitely going to be different.
I think that trying to run the parallel timelines of winning a championship and developing, top 10 picks, or at least lottery picks, it always baffled me. I just don't think there's a world where you can do that. I'm sorry, you just can't. And I think that might be what maybe Joe Lacob saw. If they do let go of Bob Myers, I think that will be a big reason why. It's trying to pull that off instead of, I would have to me, you do one of two things. You trade all your stars and try to collect as much back that you can get to do a rebuild. They clearly didn't want to do that. If that's the case, you have to siphon off those picks for guys that fit the timeline, right, of winning a championship. Now, they got one, but they've also had 2 years prior to that where they weren't good. And then this year, I would not call them the championship favorite by any means.
Right.
You should have done that. And so I think that is, I don't like to say a stain, but definitely a recency sticking point that is going to be on Bob Myers' head.
Yeah, I can't figure out if they had drafted differently, could the two parallels have worked better, or is it not going to work regardless of who they put in there? A young guy with the veterans would be in a difficult spot.
Well, Anthony Edwards wasn't available. He'd have been the one guy I think that could have ran.
What if they added LaMelo Ball?
How do you develop a guy like that, though, when your starting backcourt is still Steph and Klay?
Right.
That, to me, that would have been a really big challenge.
But in this day and age, could they have done something where it was Steph, Klay, and LaMelo Ball on the floor?
Run that
a good amount of minutes, even if one didn't start in some way, shape, or form. That's a lot of talent in the backcourt.
That's so tough, though, because LaMelo commands the ball. Like, he needs the ball in his hands to be good. And I feel like Steph is kind of the same way. I think Klay could have maybe fit, but the Steph and LaMelo thing, I don't know how that would have fit. Plus, that's a super small lineup.
I'd like to see that.
Oh, yeah, no, it had definitely been intriguing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, Wiseman made the most sense from a fit standpoint,
Sure.
right? They've always been small. Hey, here's a guy that could come in and, potentially be our center for the next 7 to 10 years.
Right.
Didn't work out. And by the way, I still think his stats were inflated in Detroit because they were Detroit.
Sure.
Same reason I think Marvin Bagley had some big stats inflated in Detroit because they're Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm not on the James wagon. Or excuse me, the
Wiseman wagon.
Wiseman wagon.
It's a really weird wagon.
It is.
Yeah.
It's got all sorts of hitches and stuff.
Yes.
And then Moody and Kuminga should have theoretically been easy to fit in, but both of those guys have seen a lot
Moody's
of DNPs.
been better in the postseason.
He has,
Kuminga is a mystery man to me.
Kuminga was always the most intriguing one, right? And he's shown signs when he gets consistent minutes of 20 plus. He knows what he's doing. He's really good, but his minutes have been so inconsistent.
They don't trust him.
They don't. And that's a problem when developing a young guy when nobody trusts you early on.
Yeah.
I thought that was a problem in Sacramento with Ben McLemore when George Karl was the head coach. Like Ben McLemore was always subbed out at the 6-minute mark for Marco Bellinelli. Ben McLemore could have started the game 7 of 7 cooking. Karl was getting him out. That can't be good for your confidence.
Right. No matter what.
No matter what.
All right. We have got more NBA conversations coming your way. Sam Amick from The Athletic will join us to start the 8 o'clock hour. He's JayMarZZ. I'm Jason Ross. We've got more to go till 10. That's all straight ahead here on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
It was an amazing season for the Sacramento Kings.
The Coach of the Year.
These honors don't come around often, and so you're very appreciative of them.
The Clutch Player of the Year.
Shots, rocks, he fires for the win. He's got the triple.
And a return to the playoffs for the first time in 17 years.
16 seasons of frustration. Sacramento has clinched the playoffs.
Keep it on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for all your Kings off-season news.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Get top deals on everything you need to freshen up your yard, like the Cobalt 24-volt string trimmer and leaf blower combo kit, only at Lowe's. Was $199, now just $149. Plus, get your lawn in shape with up to $15 off select Scott's Easy Seed Lawn Repair Mixes. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Scott's offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Carmichael Dave here, welcoming back my dear friends at Fire Wings. 21 different flavors. I had 4 of those 21 Saturday for the game, watching with the family. As always, breaded Malaysian curry. Yeah, you better bet I got that curry. Knocked it out of the park, too. Go to firewings.com to make your order. That's what we did. We ordered 2 hours in advance, picked it up. There's nothing better for the game than Fire Wings. Check out the locations nearest you. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Is your check engine light on? The free Fix Finder service reads your check engine, ABS, and maintenance lights. It even sends a detailed report directly to your email. When you need to get back on the road, AutoZone's free Fix Finder service is here. Get the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. Only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
See details at AutoZone.com.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Hey, Jess, want to come for a ride on my motorcycle? You know, we can talk about our feelings and explore our emotional compatibility.
I thought you'd never ask.
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive, and you could use the savings to make sure the motorcycle is always ready for your dream girl. So keep the dream alive and the savings coming with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. Every branch working together. And with the new Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through June, purchase online with Beacon Pro Plus, web or app, and earn up to $1,500. Beacon, always building.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Last night, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis were two of the 15 players named to the All-NBA teams. Fox, Sabonis, LeBron James, Julius Randle, and Damian Lillard were named to the All-NBA third team. With his first All-NBA selection, Sabonis is now eligible for a 5-year contract extension valued around $210 million. Sabonis has 1 year left on his current Sacramento contract. For more on Fox and Sabonis making All-NBA, check out Frankie Cardicelli's story at SactownSports.com. In baseball news, the Oakland A's announced a new $1.5 billion stadium proposal in Las Vegas on a completely different site than the previous $2 billion stadium proposed in April. A's are asking for $395 million in public funding from Las Vegas and the state of Nevada. Those are your headlines. Now, let's welcome Sam Amick to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, 8 o'clock hour is here. It's Thursday. You know that means one thing only. The great Sam Amick from The Athletic joining us. Jason Ross, JayMarZZ, as we bring in Sam. Good morning, Sam. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. Hanging in there. How are you?
Doing well. Were you in the Bay last night?
I'm still in the Bay this morning. A little weary, a little late night, but yeah, still here. Covered that game.
Are you concussed, non-concussed? Is AD going to be okay, Sam, for Game 6?
Yeah, it's funny. As Kings fans know from that last series, there's nothing like a good old-fashioned kind of health situation where there's different interpretations. I think he'll be fine, but anytime we're talking about wheelchairs, I wrote about it, and then I actually just peeked at the comments to my story, and it never ceases to amaze me. I saw the video. I thought he got popped pretty good, and I didn't really know how he was feeling, and then I read the comments, and it's as if he made up the entire thing. So who knows? We shall see.
Sam, maybe you could join us this morning. Sam, I want to go to the East Coast real quick. Sixers, Celtics, obviously Celtics on the brink. There's been speculation off season about, is this Jaylen Brown's last year, or if they lose this series, are there other tweaks that they can make and still have that Tatum Brown core moving forward? Where do you kind of land on that, especially when it comes to Jaylen Brown, if the Celtics were to lose Game 6 in Philly?
It'll be all eyes on the Celtics front office, first of all, with Brad Stevens leading the way. Jaylen getting on the All-NBA team means that he's eligible for that Supermax extension. My understanding going in, recently and during the playoffs in terms of how he saw it was that, yes, there were, issues that have been well chronicled in terms issues is the wrong word, but he had thought about perhaps, doing his thing elsewhere and being a kind of the alpha. But if the Supermax extension was there, that was the type of thing that, money talks on that level, and he would very likely sign that deal. Now, it's a question of how far does Boston go? Can they get out of the hole they're in? And that's where the playoffs become so interesting in general, is that we're seeing in real time kind of, where each of these individual guys' stories are going to go and these team stories are going to go. And I think it is very likely that he sticks around in Boston, but again, it does matter how they finish, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I felt all along, Sam, in that series specifically, that Philly probably has more to lose as far as what they could lose if they were to fall short in this series. I'm not sure that's true, but kind of who does have, in your opinion, more to lose from this series, Boston or Philly?
Yeah, it's pretty comparable to me, Jay, because it's, it's just, I guess if you call it more, meaning Jaylen Brown is a younger wing, even maybe they have a little more, but they could lose Jaylen Brown, and the Sixers could lose James Harden, who is not a young man anymore, but who is playing at an elite level on some nights, MVP caliber level on some nights, and he's a free agent this summer. We wrote about that a couple months ago, and the idea that he certainly may go back to Houston, and it's really kind of similar. You know, if the Sixers win a title, if they come close to winning a title, then that's going to change, you know, or at least color how James sees his situation. So I think there's some parallels there for sure.
When it comes to coaching in the Celtics, because I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on that too. I mean, Joe Mazzulla right now, again, recency bias has been really, all eyes have been on him. You know, obviously you get the Ime Udoka comparison there a lot, but how much is Will Hardy not being on that Boston bench, you think, really affected them as well?
I think anytime you got a first-year head coach, you know, it's losing anybody, you know, like a Will Hardy, where he's a first-time head coach as well in Utah, but, you know, a guy who could have helped add strength to the assistant coaching staff. And I do agree that there's some recency bias. You know, Joe is, you know, getting out coached in this series, and that really is all that matters. I mean, it doesn't matter what you did in the regular season anymore. I also think, you know, let's not get ahead of ourselves, because as great a resume as Doc Rivers has, you know, we know how many times his teams have struggled to hold leads in playoff series. You know, I guess he should be happy it's not 3-1 at this point, because it's even worse for him typically. But yeah, I mean, Joe did a fantastic job this year, but I think having a hard time right now.
As we're talking with Sam Amick from The Athletic, bouncing back to the series that you're covering, the Warriors and the Lakers. We were kind of discussing, how important Game 6 feels. Obviously, the Warriors have to win to keep their season going, but are you in the camp too, Sam, that thinks the Lakers have to win that game to – I mean, they don't want to go back to San Francisco, I'm sure. I don't know what their odds would be to win a Game 7 there, but at this point, does Game 6 feel like the series to you?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we've been trying to, in the media, figure out, you know, how to phrase these games that are not technically must-win. Obviously, a must-win for the Warriors. You know, somebody, I forget who had said the 49ers, apparently, I think it was, have a phrase that they call it a gotta-have-a game, where it's like mathematically you don't have to, but you really, really need it. But, I mean, that's the Lakers. I kind of love the idea in general that, because I've seen it happen before, teams coming back from 3-1, that I know the history, I know the math, but I've also, you know, I've kind of reached a point where, especially when you're talking about a 4-time champ and a dynasty, that like, it's just the idea of winning 3 games in a row is not outside the realm of possibility. You can't tell me it is. And you saw that last night where it was like, oh, wow, okay, they got one. Now, yes, the pressure is back on the Lakers. And you know, and then, yeah, if the Warriors get Game 6, then all of a sudden, guess what? All that history, you know, is smiling upon the Warriors again because of the history in Game 7 and the home team. So we'll see. The series is so unique, though, because the whistle has been an even bigger factor than I think it has been for most series. You know, I wrote about that last night, and we'll see kind of where it goes from here.
Sam Amick from The Athletic joining us tonight. Sam, I want to switch over to the All-NBA teams, which were announced yesterday. Me and Jason were talking about it a little earlier this morning. We were kind of surprised SGA made first team All-NBA. When you look at the 3 teams, did it kind of lay out the way you thought it would, or did you have some surprises on there too?
Yeah, I mean, that one didn't shock me that much. You're talking about a guy that, you know, the positional aspect of it will always change things. If you, what am I trying to say? If you break down like MVP lists and then All NBA, you know, like I had Sabonis 5th in MVP, which I still feel fine about for the regular season. You know, but he ends up being 3rd on 3rd team because of the positional component. SGA is a guy that, you know, I think, you know, got some MVP votes. And so I don't have a problem with first team. He was fantastic. Beyond that, you know, to be honest, a little surprised that LeBron got on there. I know that sounds really counterintuitive, but I did not vote for him. I kind of had a unofficial, you know, 60+ game minimum requirement this year, because next year it's going to be 65 games. And I felt like, you know, the least I could do was 60, and that cut out guys like LeBron and John Morant. Kind of made my decisions easier. So when I saw LeBron got it, I was a little surprised.
Are you for, I know it's not your decision, but the fact that there can be a financial windfall or negative in this case. I know it hurt John Morant financially for not being on one of the All-NBA teams, and it will be a bonus for a guy like Jaylen Brown. You think this is a good kind of financial structure for these individuals? Is this a good thing, I guess?
No, I don't like it at all. I mean, I don't feel strongly enough about it to stop voting. But I would prefer that we in the media did not play the part that we play in their contracts. And in fact, kind of as a writing body, we've had like formally communicated to the players union somewhat recently that, like, just for the record, we didn't ever really sign off on this. That they changed the CBA. Nobody asked our opinion. And it just kind of is what it is. And it does create, I think, an uncomfortable dynamic, because it's one thing to vote for the awards, but then, when you have the idea that because the votes are publicized, they conceivably, we're trying to cover these players, and now the players themselves or the agents could look at the list and say, look at this guy. He took money out of your pocket. Like that's kind of has an impact potentially in our field. I wish it wasn't the case for sure.
Sam, I want to get a Kings question in here before we let you go. Mike Brown was overseas checking out Sasha Vezenkov the other day, said he thinks that he would fit great in Sacramento. Do you have any intel other than what we know that's been reported on that, whether or not that's a likely scenario to happen next year?
No, I think that it's not hard to read the room, and two things jump out at me. The degree to which the Kings discussed him after the season came to an end, and their willingness to kind of pull the curtain back a little bit on that front. And then again, like you said, the idea that Mike Brown, who had a pretty long season and would have been well within his right to head to Cancun, instead headed across the planet to go see him play. So I find it very interesting. I don't know a ton about him as a player. I've seen the clips, highlights are highlights, but man, if he's that guy that you see in the highlights, then who knows? Maybe it's a really compelling solution to their small forward situation this summer. And, beyond that, it almost has shades of kind of the Hito Turkoglu situation back in the day when, an international guy kind of came out of nowhere to help the Kings.
All right, in our final minute, one other thing related to the Kings, Harrison Barnes will be a free agent. Kings have to make a decision on him. No matter what they decide, Sam, what kind of market is there for a veteran like Harrison Barnes?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a market. I think his playoff finish is going to make it a tricky discussion and an analysis for the Kings, because they should be one of those teams on the short list of those teams that is now trying to be aggressive about getting to the next level. And I don't know that, they're going to have to look to upgrade. That's the bottom line. And Harrison had a good year. But it's just a matter of like, that's the only position where starting position where you've got a guy coming up free agency wise. And I think they got to look at how to upgrade. And that's not a knock on him at all. That's just the reality of the league. And elsewhere, you've only got 3-4 teams with significant cap room. And so, we'll kind of see where those talks go.
All right, Sam, we always appreciate it. Enjoy your time down there following this series, and we'll check out everything you do in the Athletics. Sam, we look forward to talking to you next Thursday.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. That's the great Sam Amick. All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. All right, Jay and I will be back. Got to recap some of the stuff that Sam was talking about, certainly with the Lakers-Warriors series and some of those Kings outlook there on Barnes, Vezenkov, all that, and more as we continue here on Sactown Sports.
It's Cattles and Rami.
If it's a Lyles or Vezenkov scenario, then how much is Vezenkov going to cost? Would you rather have Vezenkov for $9-10 million, or would you rather have Trey Lyles for $6 million?
If you can make the money work to bring Harrison Barnes back instead of Trey Lyles, if you can make that happen of bringing in Vezenkov and somehow keeping Harrison Barnes, That's really appealing to me and maybe your best case scenario.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Nick Cattles reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your grilling season right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from Green Acres Nursery and Supply. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, it's turning me into a pro. Just ask my friends that came over a couple weeks ago for my get-together. Napoleon Grills features other grills that just can't match. Built different, built better, built to last. I may never want to cook indoors again. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Go to Napoleon.com for your nearby Napoleon Grills dealer. Napoleon Grills, now is the time for the best selection of grills and fine accessories.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Jason Ross, JayMarZZ here as we roll along, taking you until 10 o'clock. And we'll have Chris and Co. Kyle Madsen in today with Chris Watkins as we roll along. Thanks again to Sam Amick. Any part of any of the shows that you missed, certainly go back to Sactown Sports. Everything's podcast at a later time for you to check out. Always appreciate Sam joining us. So, Jay, I was thinking about this. You asked about the Kings and kind of their, outlook going forward. Let's paint this scenario. So if Sacramento comes back with roughly the same team, so I'm going to say they sign Barnes. And maybe Vezenkov comes over. You're probably not keeping everybody, but maybe we'll give you Lyles as well. So like that, if that's their offseason of Lyles, Vezenkov, Barnes, and then growth from everyone else, what's that do for you? What's that do for this team, you think, next year?
Well, I don't know how that will translate in the win-loss column, obviously, or when it comes to playoff seeding, because obviously there's 20.
But a playoff team.
Yeah, you're a playoff team.
Okay.
I mean, I think the Kings are a playoff team if they just run back this lineup next year. I think you're better. I do. I think you've improved adding that bench piece in Vezenkov. Obviously, we haven't seen him play in the NBA yet, so we have to be careful about that.
But I think that's what he would be, right? As a bench piece?
A bench piece. Maybe he turns into a starter, but I think next year you're probably thinking that for sure. And maybe, there could be a scenario where he's a bench piece. Let's say Barnes isn't there. And all of a sudden, are you okay with Lyles starting at the 4? And Keegan at the 3?
I think I'm okay with it, but I wonder now I'm going, like Sam's phrasing, I think was a good way. Like, I think the Kings should be in that group of teams that did some great things this year, but you've got to look at what you think is upgraded. It doesn't mean you always do it.
Right.
But like even the move you make, we talked about Jeremy Grant earlier. I think the perception would be that's an upgrade, whether it is or not.
Fits, right? He is a fit on the roster, and I do believe Jeremy Grant at this point in his career is a better player than Harrison Barnes. So you upgrade there. But I will go back to your initial scenario where it's the same team, but add Vezenkov. Obviously, guys at the end of bench like Lynn and TD, that probably means they're not coming back. But your core is still very much there. It's the same rotational pieces for the most part.
Yeah.
On paper, you're better. I think the big thing that you're looking for in the Kings in that scenario is, can Fox find another gear?
That's it.
Can Sabonis hit down that outside shot consistently? Will Keegan take a big step in his development next year? Let's say you answer those 3 questions. They all do that, right? This team is way better.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're Monty or Wes, you're that front office. I don't know how you quantify this, but I think you have to look at that. Like if they have a board up and you go, okay, let's just literally bring the exact same roster back and say, to your point, that Fox a little bit better, Sabonis a little bit better, Murray better.
Right. Does Kevin Huerter have another step he can take?
Yeah, Monk. It just another year in the just another year of doing this should mean a better or maybe not more wins and losses, but a more complete team. Some of the concerns we had in the regular season, this team can't defend. Well, we watched the postseason. That wasn't like it didn't jump off the screen going, this team doesn't guard anybody. I think they definitely improved defensively. But now if you do that from day one, like Fox's point in his exit meeting was, look, if we played defense in the regular season like we did in the postseason and then made another jump in the post, we'd have been a really good defensive team. So I don't know. I guess my question is that a better road than going, hey, we're going to put in player X that we know talent-wise is better, but does the team get better because does it limit Murray getting better? Does it limit a little bit of Fox getting better? I don't know the answer to that.
I think the answer to that is if you find pieces that fit Fox and Sabonis. That is your two-headed snake, right? That is if you find upgrades at positions that doesn't really like dramatically overhaul the roster. Yeah, I think that is the best route possible.
Yeah.
Again, you go back to the Jeremy.
Isn't Barnes a really good fit?
Barnes is a really good fit, but is there better fits out there? Are there better players that can fit the same role Harrison Barnes does?
Yeah.
I think there is.
Okay.
Maybe that doesn't translate in the locker room. You know, that's always been kind of the sticking point with Harrison is like, dude, this is the locker room.
This is the guy. Yeah.
And so, but if you bring someone that's still a good locker room guy in to replace him, which no reason to think Jeremy Grant couldn't be that. I know that's just the name we're throwing out there. That's not a rumor.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I think you're better.
I wonder too if the locker room now at this point, I mean, Fox is the longest tenured player and he's kind of the dude. And so is Sabonis now is no longer the new guy. I wonder if they take over the locker room with or without Barnes.
I think you almost have to, right?
Yeah. You want your best players doing that.
I mean, you're basically the vets on the team at that point. I mean, it's not going to be, I mean, it might be Malik Monk. I shouldn't say that. Malik's a very vocal guy, but I can't see like Herter taking over the locker room. Keegan's not going to do it. So yeah, who are those guys? It has to be them at this point. And I think De'Aaron is probably at a point in his career, and same with Domas, where they're probably a lot more confident doing that than they were 2 seasons ago.
Absolutely. Just life. They've been through it a little bit more. They know the value of, I mean, again, I love so much of the stuff that De'Aaron was saying in his exit meeting interview with the media. It's just, again, I know it's what he said, but I believe De'Aaron's about what he says too. I think he's about that. And I think some of the things that jumped out to me is just some of the references we've already talked about, but even how he worded, like, look, the Warriors had Steph. And almost like an internal challenge to him where he's going, look, I need to become the Steph version of this team. Where it's like, well, we lost because they had De'Aaron Fox. And he's not far from that. I mean, he's really close to being that guy, but that's another jump that he still has to make.
Right. And there's obviously places he can still work on. You know, if you get your 3-point percentage up, just even a little bit. You know, what did he shoot this year? 33, somewhere in that range?
Yeah, I think so.
If he can,
and it was a better year.
Yeah. If he can get up to 37% from 3, that's,
like,
believe it or not,
his free throws too.
Yeah, and his free throws. If you can up those percentages, that's already going to make a dramatic impact on the game, the way teams guard him. So yeah, and I think De'Aaron does have that leadership skill. I think De'Aaron, it can be that vocal guy. You've seen it on the court. To me, the best display of that we saw all year was in Game 4 when Keegan goes down from the hit, and De'Aaron got into it with Draymond, like let him know, like, nah, dude, this ain't a thing.
Yeah, because Draymond's trying to tell the rookie to get up. And he's like, you're not talking to my guy like that.
No, that to me was the best example. Yeah. And there's been several examples of him being able to do that. To me, though, that was the one I look at from the guy on my team.
I even remember there was like a close-up shot of that from TV. We're at the game, but you're like, I could see the screen. And Sabonis almost looked at Fox like whoa.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm with you too, but I think it even caught him a little bit off guard.
And I think, you know, when he really kind of set that tone, in my opinion, was after that Clippers game, that big win. And, you know, they were asking him about the other pieces on the Clippers. And he said, I don't give a who's on it.
It's the right approach.
It is.
Yeah.
He does not care.
Yeah.
Like, he's not afraid of any team or anybody. And that's, again,
it's not a lack of respect. It's confidence in your own group.
And yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm effing nice.
Right.
Like, he said that and he said that with conviction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, like we said, he doesn't just say it. He backs it up on the court.
He does. So, I mean, again, I think we'd all like to play armchair GM, and I think those tough decisions because I think you could make a really strong case for coming back with the group they have, and a strong case for a tweak here, a tweak. I mean, there's no clear path that says this is what the Sacramento Kings have to do this offseason.
But do we both agree that we think that the main cogs will be back?
Absolutely. I think they need to be.
Like, it might be 1 or 2 pieces that change from a rotational standpoint.
Might be.
The back of the bench is going to change, and that's every team every year.
Yeah.
But I think the rotational figures, it's still going to be the majority of that team.
Yeah, I think they did their big changes already. Now, there might be some other ones coming down the line, but I think they're feeling good where they are. But the question we have now going into our next segment, with all these series now heading to Game 6s, all at 3-2, did the Kings miss a golden opportunity here in this postseason? We'll explain that when we come back here on Sactown Sports.
The Kings season might be over, but Sactown sports coverage never stops.
We, as a team, have a ways to go. This is something that you want to be able to build off of.
Stay tuned all off-season to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Ace fans need Friday night plans? Well, we got you covered. Get 4 tickets and parking for any Friday night game starting at just $49 with the Friday 4-pack presented by Chevrolet. Save big and enjoy great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more this 2023 season.
He drills one to right, way back, and no doubt, and that quickly the A's have taken the lead. Second deck.
Friday night tickets are available at athletics.com/value. That's athletics.com/value.
Quick Quack Car Wash is excited to announce Ceramic Duck, the stronger, shinier, luckier car wash experience that can only be found at Quick Quack. Their new Ceramic Duck car wash provides unparalleled protection from dirt, grime, rain, and UV rays while giving your car a noticeably deeper shine and smoother finish. With consistent use, you'll build a shine that will have you looking spectacular for days. Try the premium wash at 50% off by texting DUCK to 41284. So come on, experience Ceramic Duck today. You and your car will be glad you did.
When you're ready to get properly fitted for golf clubs, join the thousands of Northern California golfers who visited the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio. Players of all abilities found the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers answers to questions about golf club fitting. You'll find a professional staff of fitters, major equipment brands, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan. See for yourself at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Call 916-808-2531 to schedule your fitting. 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Let's change this to that by properly disposing of litter, picking up after our pets, reducing pesticide use, and regularly servicing your vehicle. Learn how to protect our waterways at BeRiverFriendly.net.
Save big on your new Silverado at Maida Chevy with big discounts off MSRP on a big selection. Plus, available 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. Find your savings on your Silverado at MaidaChevy.com. Find new roads.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Last night, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis were 2 of the 15 players named to the All-NBA teams. Fox, Sabonis, LeBron James, Julius Randle, and Damian Lillard were named to the All-NBA third team. For more on Fox and Sabonis making All-NBA, check out Frankie Cardicelli's story on SactownSports.com. In the NBA, the Warriors beat the Lakers 121-106. They will play Game 6 of that series Friday, with the Lakers up 3-2. And the Knicks avoided elimination by beating the Heat 112-103. Game 6 of that series is also on Friday. The Oakland A's announced a new $1.5 billion stadium proposal in Las Vegas on a completely different site than the previous stadium proposal announced in April. The A's are asking for $395 million in public funding from Las Vegas and the state of Nevada. On the field, the Oakland A's got swept by Jason Ross's New York Yankees, outscored 28-10 in the 3-game series. Those are your headlines. Now let's roll along with Jason Ross and the incredibly charming and fun JayMarZZ.
Aww. I am charming and fun.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sactown Sports.
You just kind of flashed me a look like you don't agree.
I was waiting for the rejoin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought JayMarZZ was going to be the rejoin.
It was.
I should be the rejoin. Like, I should do all the
You
rejoiners.
confirmed that you were charming and fun.
I did, and you kind of gave me a look of disagreement, but that's fine.
I didn't know. I agree. You were charming and fun.
Now you sound sarcastic.
Oh, man, I can't win.
Nope.
That's good for you, JayMarZZ.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome back. He's JayMarZZ. I'm Jason Ross. That's Kyle Ledbetter. Kyle Ledbetter, by all accounts, was here before. This is the first time I've ever heard of this. Here before Pat from Pat, Tom, and Cody.
Because Pat sleeps here, so that's pretty incredible.
I've attempted to. I'm like, I'm going to beat Pat one of these days. I'm going to get here before him, and it just can't. But you did. You were the first one in the building, or did you ever leave? Were you here last night?
No, I was not here last night. I found out last night I was coming in early, and I was paranoid of the alarm. Woke up at 2 a.m., couldn't fall back asleep, so came here, recorded a podcast, and then did my pre-show prep.
What time did you get here? Because Pat's usually here around 3:30.
I think it was like 3:40. I only got here like a minute and a half before.
Oh, see, Pat didn't tell us. It sounded like you were dramatically.
No, I was in the car when Pat showed up. So no, he came in like right after me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he told us.
Yeah. Yeah, that he's always here. That and you parked in a pretty sacred parking spot.
That was the one I was surprised.
That caught my attention.
Oh wait, is there something about the front parking spot?
On the weekdays, it's kind of reserved, I would say.
Yeah, we usually leave that for Cody.
Ah, well, that's good to know.
She's the woman of the morning. She keeps all of us in,
See,
I'm so out of line.
I'm so used to being here when no one else is
on the
here
weekend,
that it's just
kind of up
totally
for grabs.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, weekend you're good, but yeah, weekdays that's Cody's spot.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like we're all creatures of habit. I pull in and I'm like, oh wait, oh Kyle's here. Oh, he took Cody's spot.
Oh, that's good to know. Now I might have to go change my parking spot in the break.
Well, at this point she's already here, and I always park in the back 40 and get my steps in.
You know what? I think that's a good way to go. Like I said, good for you.
Yeah, good for me. We will have Who's Hot, Who's Not coming up in our next segment, and we'll find out if we're still streaking. But it kind of posed this question, Jay, as we went to break about possibly a missed opportunity. Look, anytime you make the postseason, you want to, for the Kings, they were in a unique spot. This year was so magical. I mean, all the awards, everything they did, the come up we talked about, everything about this year was exciting. Oh, man, they get the Warriors. How's this series going to go? You win the first two. Those are just amazing memories. You battle in game. I kind of threw away game 3. You battle in game 4. You lose game 5. And it's like, oh, man, they can lose 4 in a row. Then have one of their best wins ever in game 6. You force a game 7. Ultimately lose. There's disappointment in that.
That was a big fart in the second half.
But as I look at the rest of what's left, I personally don't think there's a great team. Now, these are all good teams, and what they're doing is amazing, and someone will end up with a parade and a championship. And I don't know that I did not think of the Kings as NBA championship caliber team. But as I'm watching this going, I had said all along, had the Kings beaten the Warriors, I think they would have done very well against the Lakers. Can't prove it. There's no whatever. I just think they would have. Well, if you did, and then you're in the conference finals, and you're just like, I mean, the ceiling might have been the Suns or the Nuggets, but I think those two teams are really good.
Yeah.
I think Boston and Philly are really good. Miami's doing, great things. The Knicks, but I don't know that I look. Is there a big gap between some of these teams and the Kings?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's not a great team, I guess, is my point.
I think there's a big gap between the Kings and the Sixers. I do.
Okay.
I do feel that way.
So they play a series that's 5 games or less?
Yeah, I think the Sixers dominate the Kings.
Okay.
If somehow the Kings made their way to the finals.
More matchup, though.
Matchup And the
Which
other
is
one,
really what
and the
the
other
Bucks
one
are.
for me also matchup is they don't match up well with the Celtics.
Yeah.
We've seen that
Nor
now.
the Bucks, who are out anyway.
The Bucks
but-
are out though, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the Kings can hold their own, I think, with Miami.
Mm-hmm.
We know they can hold their own with the Knicks.
Yeah.
They showed they could hold their own with the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think they would have actually.
They didn't really play this Laker team this year, but
I still think if they had, let's say they lost to the Lakers, this would have been a 6-7 game series.
I agree. And I just think my reasoning on that is like Sabonis was crafted to be taken away by the Warriors. I think the Lakers would have played him differently. Personally, I think they would have just not just guard him with AD because AD is a great defensive player, but I think that's what they would have relied on, and I think Sabonis would have been able to do some regular things.
He would have. I think the only disadvantage, though, they would have had there is you can't stretch Sabonis the way you'd want with a guy like AD, so you keep AD around the basket, which you don't like.
Right. That hurt Fox.
That would really hurt the Kings. I actually think that would have been the big thing is AD down there would have been a real problem. But I still think the Kings could have won, or at the very least given the Lakers a hell of a series.
Yeah.
I don't like the way they match up with Phoenix. I think Phoenix would have handled them pretty easily. I do like the way they match up with Denver, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought they hung tough with Denver this year.
They did. I think that home court, they wouldn't have had home
The
court.
home court would have hurt, though.
Would have been a problem. And Denver's just been awesome at home. But
I'm not saying they would have won. I just think they would have. They could have hung with the Nuggets.
Yeah. And I think, to the point where, I mean, you start to think about legendary teams of the NBA. Like the Warriors would get lumped in. If they win this thing, it would be part of their dynasty. But there's been better Warrior teams.
Oh, there's been much. I mean, if they win this year, I'll go ahead and say it. Of the 5 championship teams, this is the quote unquote worst one.
Which I felt last year's was too, to be honest. What they did was, again, doesn't matter. They won one. It's a title. You don't have to apologize for any of that.
And I think it's safe to say this Warriors team is not as good as last year's team. So if they were to somehow pull out a title this year, which I still on the table in my opinion. Yeah, this is the worst of those 5, but it also might be the most special of those 5 because of all of the things we're talking about.
Right.
So, but you look back at those dynasty teams, the 11 through 15 Miami Heat, 4 straight NBA Finals appearances, won 2 of them. Like, nobody sticks out like that team.
Yeah.
This, to me, feels like we'll have one of those Raptor-type years almost, where it's like, outlier is not the right word, but a team that it's anybody's ball game at that point. An 04 Pistons, a 2011 Mavericks. I feel like we're gonna have something in that realm this year.
Yeah, unless like if someone new comes, if this is the beginning of something, or Philly for some reason, or someone new that starts something, but I just don't know that it doesn't have that feel to me.
Don't feel like for instance, if it's Philadelphia, they're starting something, right? Whereas I feel like Boston has more of an argument there because they started last year. And Tatum and Brown have both been to several conference finals already. They've been slowly building to this, and maybe this is the year they really take off. Although right now that's not looking very probable. I don't see this as like a true starting point for any of these teams.
Yeah.
The Lakers just won the title 3 years ago. The Warriors won it last year.
Yeah, if the Lakers were to do it, it'd
maybe
just be
the
more
Suns, like another, again, slow build, finals, conference finals, or no, conference semis, sorry.
Yeah.
And then this is the year they take off. And now, next year they'll have their whole group under themselves and they can win maybe 2-3 straight titles.
Yeah. Well, if Phoenix or Denver wins, which is very possible, it means they're first, right?
Right.
Like there's a significance to just the first championship. And now is it an outlier and it's 1, or is it 1 or 2 in a 5-year span or something like that?
Let me ask you this. Of the 8 teams remaining, what do you think is the best story for a team winning the title this year? Which team has, if they win the title, it'll be the best story? Like, is it Phoenix or Denver because of the first time? Is it the Warriors because of what they've gone through? Is it the Lakers who made this dramatic turnaround? Is it the Celtics who looked left for dead?
I feel like it's either Phoenix, Denver, or actually the Knicks.
Really?
Well, the Knicks, I mean, for the legacy franchise, I would say one of the proud, it's been forever. And
they have not won the title.
The basketball mecca, and it would be this group?
They have not won the title in 50 years.
Yeah.
The last title they won was 73.
Right.
They haven't won a title in 50 years, haven't been to the NBA Finals in 24 years. That is all really good.
Like Miami's done it. I think if the Lakers do it, it's an add-on and it's another thing for LeBron. If the Warriors do it, it's another for Curry. Like these are legacy builders.
Can I throw one out there?
Yeah.
What about Philly?
Yeah, Philly
hasn't won
in a while, and that's a proud franchise.
They're very close to the Knicks in this sense. They have not
83.
83, so this will be 40 years. They haven't been to the finals since 01. Have they been to the conference finals since 08?
They have not.
Yeah.
Not even a conference final?
That's what I mean.
No, they've lost a couple game 7s in the second round.
What was the Raptor one? Was that a game, the 4 bouncer?
That was game 7, right?
That was game. So
round 2?
In the Embiid era, they lost in the first round, then the second round on the Kawhi shot. The bubble, they lost in the first round. Then the blown giant lead against the Hawks when they were the 1 seed. And then last year lost in the second round.
I feel like they have just
Really
as
be up there.
compelling of a story as anybody.
But I think the first one, I mean, for Denver or Phoenix would be probably up
So
there.
Miami's the least compelling. Can we agree on that?
I disagree on that. 8 seed Miami with that team going to the finals would be incredible.
We've never seen an 8 seed win the title.
Yeah.
Even just getting to the finals with Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and a bunch of undrafted guys would be incredible.
The tale I'm trying to tell here is that I think all remaining teams, and this is kind of the point I think you were kind of making, is there is just an incredible story with all 8 of these teams because none of these teams have that dynastic feeling right now.
And it would have been the Kings.
I mean, that's the best story. Obviously, that's the greatest turnaround in sports history.
Yeah. Even though we're all so close to it, I think it would have been them.
Yeah. Given that they hadn't been to the playoffs in 16 seasons,
Yeah.
and the first time you make it back, you win the title.
That'd be pretty significant.
First of all, not making the playoffs in 16 seasons was unheard of in the NBA.
Yeah.
Then to turn it around and win a title, that's like 30 for 30 type stuff.
Yeah, that would have been unreal. Well, we'll give it another run at it next year. When we come back, we've got Who's Hot. We've got Who's Not. We'll also go streaking. All that straight ahead.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third, your scorer is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. Spring officially here. And with the long, cold, and rainy winter behind us, I'm sure you're counting the days until summer. But don't wait until it's hot to make sure your air conditioner is working efficiently and, most importantly, safely. Get ahead of the problem with a $49 AC tune-up from American Energy Heat and Air. There's nothing worse than your air conditioner going out when it's hot outside. Get a tune-up today and make sure you and your family are comfortable and cool in your home for the hot summer months that are right around the corner. Give them a call, 916-520-9990, or schedule your appointment online at AmericanEnergyAir.com. Better Business Bureau, A+ rating. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. Easy, convenient payment options, same as cash, low monthly payments through financing partners. What do you need? 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Get ready for a night of thrilling punches and knockouts. Saturday, May 27th, Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville is hosting a live professional boxing event. Watch Segundo Padilla from San Jose face off against Ronald Ron from Los Angeles. We'll also have other exciting bouts lined up for an unforgettable night of thrilling matches that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Get your tickets now at goldcountrycasino.com.
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
At Ashton Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hey, Scott, you look great.
Yeah, I'm feeling good and have a new job.
No, there's something different about the way you look.
To be honest, a few months ago, I had an amazing robotic hair transplant procedure at XL Medicine. It's called the Artist Procedure.
No way. Your hair looks completely natural, and you don't even have a scar. How did they do that?
Dude, the Artist system is amazing. I have this fantastic hairline, and I'm happy with my results. XL Medicine could probably help you too, buddy.
Using the ARTIS procedure, Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall can target and harvest healthy hair follicles with micron-level accuracy from the back of your head and transplant them where you need it. The procedure is painless, and you'll be back doing your regular activities in a couple of days. Ask Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall at Excel Medicine about the ARTIS procedure. Call today, 916-932-4470. That's 932-4470 for a complimentary in-person or Zoom consultation, or on the web at excelmedicine.com. That's EXCEL medicine.com. See what the ARTIS procedure can do for you.
These are actors and not real patients.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Well, who is hot?
Who's hot?
Yeah.
The music.
Well, sorry, I haven't prepared to get the music. But,
Well, get better at your job.
well, I'm sorry. Who's hot?
Who?
The Detroit Lions, apparently.
Oh?
Huh?
So the NFL schedule is slowly getting leaked out today, right?
Yeah.
And opening night for the season, the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Detroit Lions.
On the TV? That's the one they're putting out
on
there?
the national television first game of the season. Some of the games that the NFL could have chosen instead: Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes, the Eagles versus Kansas City. That's on the schedule this year. The Chargers at Kansas City. But no, we're going the Detroit Lions against Kansas City.
Are they opening up on Thanksgiving? Is this what? Am I missing something?
Yes, new whole NFL thing.
Yeah.
Jared Goff had a really good year last year, and I think they want to showcase him.
Really good? We're going with really good?
I thought Jared Goff was good last year.
Above average.
Above average.
That's really good for Jared Goff. Did you see him the last couple of years?
And weren't the Lions above average last year?
Yes. No. Did they finish above 500?
Yeah, they finished 9-8.
Oh, I think that's literally like slightly above average.
Yeah. I know that the mark could be they could put Kansas City and anyone on and we'd watch. Is that why they did that?
They're saving some of the games for later, I know for sure, but I would have loved to have watched Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes.
Can I ask you this?
Game.
Are you still watching the first game?
100%.
That's why they did it.
I will watch the first half.
Wow. What if it's a good game? What if it's 17-17 at half?
It's Patrick Mahomes, baby. No.
It's
Me
over?
and Verlot are both Patrick Mahomes guys. It's going to be 24-0.
Yeah, but the Lions do their best work in the fourth quarter. You know that.
I know, but you can't overcome 40-point deficits in the fourth quarter.
Why did the NFL pick that game?
We just said why. Because everyone's going to watch it regardless.
Go Detroit. I mean, last year they had the foresight to put Buffalo in the Rams, which isn't like a traditional rivalry, but obviously Buffalo was one of the best teams in the sport.
It must have been the year before. I remember it being, it was Brady against Dallas. It was Tampa and Dallas. Was that the first one?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a really
or it was
good
on
game.
Sunday Night Football or something.
Something really good.
Who's not hot?
Who's not?
The Oakland A's.
Really?
Is this a permanent segment?
Yes.
I think so, but this is an especially good time because
a good time.
The Oakland A's are now 8-30 to begin the MLB season.
Is that bad?
Well, so we were looking up just how bad that is. It's not hot, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So we looked back to see how bad this compares to the worst teams of the last 30 years. We looked up the 2003 Detroit Tigers, the 2019 Marlins, the 2022 Cincinnati Reds. I had to go into Wikipedia and find this out. The Oakland A's have the worst start of any baseball team through 38 games since 1988.
Ooh. Who was it in 88? Just out of
Baltimore Orioles were
Oh,
6-22.
That's not good.
Or sorry, 6-32.
8. What are they? 8-38.
8-30.
8-30.
The closest was the 03 Tigers were 9-31. And as we talked about earlier on the show, in Safer Out, the Oakland A's would be on pace for the worst winning percentage in a 162-game season in the history of baseball.
I'm going to mess it up. I think it was Whitey Herzog who said this years ago. He's like, well, everybody's going to win 60. Everybody's going to lose 60. And it's the other 42 that matter.
I don't think the A's are winning 60.
That would be a heck of a run.
50.
I love the idea that we talked about earlier, the fact that they may have less wins this year than they did in the 60-game 2020
That's
season.
incredible.
And right now they're pacing to have less.
That's just staggering. But they've what's the but? What's like
There's no but.
Yeah.
They got a potential new stadium somewhere
That's
in
not an encouraging.
Earth.
Brent Rooker is going to make the All-Star team.
Someone will. It's going to be him.
Yeah, he's probably the guy, right?
Actually, when we do that bit in the summertime, like random All-Stars, because everybody in the Major League has a player, like the A's are going to have some random All-Stars.
They've had them over the years. I mean, Paul Blackburn last year was a pretty random
I
All-Star.
only know that it's Paul Blackburn because they wouldn't pay for his flight and he flew with the Astros.
That's right.
I think,
oh my goodness.
You know, Kyle Madsen, who's here, probably has a great running list of this, but I think like John Jaha.
Did he make it?
I want to say he did.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to actually, I'll look that up here while we do.
Let's
go streaking. A's All-Stars all time.
All-time A's All-Star. I mean, there's good players on that list, but then there's others
also
that just had
others.
to, participate. All right, let's do it. Let's go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
Streaking.
We're streaking!
Come on, that's what we're doing. And we've officially said that you need to have 3 to really have a streak, right? 3.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're trying to get Dave there. Dave entered yesterday with a clean slate. Didn't have a hit going in. I was going in with a 3-game hitting streak. Jay, you were working on 2. So let's see how we did. Let's start first with Carmichael Dave's selection yesterday to start a new one. He went with Marcus Semien. Let's see if he got a hit.
For a second time through, here's Marcus Semien. Leads the Ranger Club with 40 base hits. And he hits this ball hard out to left field. That one's got a chance. It is gone!
Ooh!
Over the bullpens in left field. And Semien has tied the game at 1.
He got him
hits, right?
He got him a dinger.
He got a dinger. So Dave is now at 1. I went with, unofficially, I believe, JayMarZZ's all-time favorite Dodger. I'm just saying that. Justin Turner's one of your favorite Dodgers of all time,
Top
right?
5.
Top 5?
Yeah.
What's your list?
Ooh, all-time favorite. I have to think about that.
Okay.
I'm not a big favorite player guy anymore.
Okay.
So it's
just
probably
a
someone
team.
from my childhood.
All right. Well, Turner was on the list, though.
I really loved Sheffield when he was a Dodger, even
Oh,
though he
it's-
didn't love being a Dodger.
Well, I had a 3-game hitting streak. I went with Justin Turner. Did I get a hit?
Turner looks at a strike. He took ball lead now running. Here come the Sox now.
What happened there? It was a hit, right?
He got a single.
He got a single. Justin Turner.
Yeah.
I'm at 4.
Justin Turner never leads you astray.
No, I picked a Red Sox. That was hard for me to do.
He also had 2 walks.
Good.
Doesn't
plate
count as a
discipline.
hit.
Good eye. Good eye.
Doesn't even count as a plate appearance. Did you know that?
Yeah, he was 1 for 2
Yeah.
with 2 walks.
And Jay, you went with Bo Bichette.
Yes. I didn't know if you know this. He has a dad named Dante who also played baseball. Crazy.
Not familiar. Let's hear if you got a hit.
It doesn't seem to matter if he's hitting leadoff, second, he's hit third and fourth at times.
The torso is turned back toward the catcher. You'll see his belt buckle go back there. He's got a plan and he put a lot of hits. I think it's his aggressive nature.
He hit a single.
Yes.
Was he in space?
Bo Bichette.
Yes. So you're at 3. I'm at 4. Carmichael Dave is at 1. Carmichael Dave obviously not with us today. He'll be back on Monday. Kyle, you get to lead us off today. You just can't pick Marcus Semien. That's it. You get the whole rest of the baseball field, even though there's not that many people playing today. So factor that in for your selection.
But there is one team playing today.
Oh, are you picking on the A's?
No, I'm not picking on the A's, although they are playing Marcus Semien and the Texas Rangers.
Yes.
So Dave wasted Marcus Semien.
Oh, your Padres?
Yes, the San Diego Padres, who beat JayMarZZ's Dodgers in the playoffs last year. 111-win team.
They beat the Dodgers in the playoffs last year. How have they done against them this year?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, you are the Empire, and we blew up your Death Star.
You're not the Empire. That is his team.
No.
The Yankees are the evil Empire. The Dodgers are not.
They're nice.
Dodgers
They're
are the
sweet.
evil Empire.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the Padres blew up your Death Star.
Yeah. So who are you picking?
Well, I could pick between Fernando Tatis Jr., Xander Bogaerts, or Juan Soto, or any of the stars on the Padres. But I'm going to go into the Crone Zone today. We got Jake Cronenworth. He's hitting second. They're playing the Twins. Let's go into the Crone Zone.
Also, it's funny you call them the evil Empire. Aren't the Padres outspending the Dodgers?
Don't look at that.
Just don't look
throw
at
that out there.
All right, so Jake Cronenworth is the selection. I'm going to go with, from the Chicago White Sox, Andrew Benintendi.
That was almost my pick.
Almost.
Almost.
You
You see the pitching matchup there, don't you?
I just was feeling a White Sox today. Oh yeah. I see the pitching. I see the ERA of old Singer there.
Brady Singer, 2-4, 8.82 ERA for the
I
Royals.
just need one hit, Andrew.
That's all.
Get the streak to 5. JayMarZZ, by the way, lifetime lead with a 10-game hitting streak we're all trying to chase. You're currently at 3. How do you get to 4? Who are you going with?
I'm going to pick on the A's.
Okay, you got a Ranger?
I do have a Ranger, and it's not Marcus Semien.
Yeah, you can't pick Tim Anderson, Anthony Rizzo, or Bo Bichette.
I can pick Adolis Garcia, though.
Oh, okay. That's a first for you.
And the A's have not announced a starter yet.
That's optional.
When's the game?
Today.
Like in 3 hours or something?
Hold on. I can get you that information
That's
right
not
now.
till, this afternoon.
It's in
Evening.
Oakland, so yeah, it's an
That's
evening
6:40.
game.
Okay, they got time.
Yeah.
Adolis hit 3 homers the last time he played the A's.
That's why I picked him.
Well, they is that a situation where they're calling it? Oh, now do I see Neal? Is he starting? Is that now in?
Who's Neal?
Zach Neal?
Armstrong?
Is that who it is?
Brennan?
Zach Neal. Looks like might be the announced starter for the A's. Might be. ERA of 9. You might be in good shape there.
All right.
That's actually below the A's season average.
Righty or lefty?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's go with righty.
Oh, yeah. Garcia's going to hit tonight.
He might be an opener. I think he's a relief pitcher.
Aren't all the A's starters openers?
Yeah, they don't last.
They open and then they depart after 2 innings.
Yeah, they're all
Get a
openers,
parting
dude.
gift. All right, there you go. We'll see how we do when we go streaking. All right, one final hour ahead. When we come back, the All-NBA teams were announced. You got to factor in now the parameters for next year when there will be a game limit. That would have been a huge difference here. We know that Fox and Sabonis made the third team. How would it have looked if they put those parameters in? We'll discuss that and more when we come back here on Sactown Sports.
Attention, everyone. The NFL schedule will be released today. What will the schedule look like for the 49ers? Tune into Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for a full schedule breakdown today.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Get top deals on everything you need to freshen up your yard, like the Cobalt 24-volt string trimmer and leaf blower combo kit, only at Lowe's. Was $199, now just $149. Plus, get your lawn in shape with up to $15 off select Scott's Easy Seed Lawn Repair Mixes. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Scott's offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Exciting race cars are coming to WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca May 12th through 14th for the Motul Course de Monterey. Powered by Hyundai. North America's premier sports car series brings intense wheel-to-wheel racing. And there's plenty of family fun too, including go-karts, a Ferris wheel, and a kids zone. Get your tickets now by calling 831-242-8200. That's 831-242-8200. Or visit WeatherTechRaceway.com. Enjoy Mother's Day weekend May 12th through 14th in beautiful Monterey.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave telling you something obvious. Our moms, they're so special. What a great surprise to get her something from Amy's Outdoor Living, now in 2 locations, on El Camino near Watt, of course, and El Dorado Hills. They have special gifts, for moms in their huge showrooms. See their new outdoor rugs, new home decor items, candles and vases, and of course, their great selection of umbrellas. How about a new set of cushions for her patio? How about one of those Yeti rumblers or a colorful water bottle? And of course, you know Amy's has the best patio furniture, from patio sets, loungers, fire pits, and of course, barbecues. Now, to salute our moms, Amy is going to pay the sales tax on all in-stock patio furniture. Stop in Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and their new location inside Amy's Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
And it's swung on line to left center, base hit, and the A's have won it on a walk-off line drive, base hit to left center.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Last night, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis were two of the 15 players named to the All-NBA teams. Fox, Sabonis, LeBron James, Julius Randle, and Damian Lillard were named to the All-NBA third team. For more on Fox and Sabonis making All-NBA, check out Frankie Cardicelli's story up right now at SactownSports.com. The Warriors beat the Lakers 121-106 to keep their season alive, and the Knicks beat the Heat 112-103 to keep their season going. Game 6 of both of those series will be on Friday. The Oakland A's announced a new $1.5 billion stadium proposal in Las Vegas on a completely different site than their previous stadium proposal in April. The A's are asking for $395 million in public funding from Las Vegas and the state of Nevada. And on the field, the A's got swept by Jason Ross's New York Yankees. Those are your headlines. Now let's roll along with JayMarZZ and the wonderfully charming and incredibly funny Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
I like that, Kyle. Thumbs up. Thank you.
Speaking of thumbs up, leave a thumbs up on YouTube.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Professional broadcaster.
That's right. We got a good number of you out there watching. We appreciate that. Hit that thumbs up button. It's right at the bottom. It's right there. It's easy.
We got Delivery Joe in there this morning. Dwayne.
What's Delivery Joe?
Oh, Raider Ted's in. Scooter's in.
Scooter.
Ernie's in.
Ernie. What's up, Ernie? Big Ernie.
According to Ernie, the A's stink.
Good take.
MC's in there. Happy to see MC.
Always MC.
Raw Dog 10.
They're all in there.
Oh, yeah.
They're all in there. He's JayMarZZ. I'm Jason Ross. No Carmichael Dave today. He'll be back with us on Monday. All NBA teams announced yesterday. We talked about Fox and Sabonis being in there, what that means. I mean, that's really awesome. If you look at the first team, it's Giannis, Luka, Embiid, SGA, and Tatum. A little surprised by SGA, but not like it's not a huge.
It's not a controversy, put it that way.
Not at all. I mean, he should have been on one of the teams. Just I could have seen him on a second or third, but again, no big deal here. Second team, Brown, Butler, Jokic, Mitchell, and Curry. I think what's interesting there is Jokic was so close to winning the MVP, and people chose Embiid over him, but they both could have been selected in the first team. And the fact that Giannis was the only unanimous one and he wasn't the MVP was interesting too.
Can I say this? Shouldn't the MVP automatically get voted to the first team?
Yes.
Like that should never be a question.
Right.
If the guy who had
it should be unanimous.
Yes.
Yeah.
If the guy who had the best season in the league wins the award, automatic first.
Automatic unanimous too. And then LeBron, Lillard, Randle, Sabonis, and Fox round up the third team What's interesting here, and Sam brought it up, Jay, was the fact that next year it will be implemented that you have to play a number of games, and it's 65.
Yep.
If that were the case this year, LeBron would not be on the team. Lillard would not be on the team. Steph Curry, even Giannis, who was unanimous, and Jimmy Butler. That's 5 players you'd have to take out because they didn't play the minimum number of games.
Ooh, want to play a fun game?
Yeah.
Let's say that existed this year and those 5 are out.
Okay.
What 5 do you put in?
Well, let's do it that way. Giannis is out of the first team, so do we logically just put a second teamer in?
I think so.
You know what? Honestly, I'd put Jokic.
That you would move, make these all, a power forward?
Yeah. I mean, I think there literally can be, they both could have been in there.
Sure.
So, yeah, I'd put Jokic in the first team.
Okay.
I guess then we'd have Luka and Embiid. We'll keep SGA and Tatum.
Well, then on the second team, you got to fill the center position. Yeah, because Jokic has moved up.
Yeah, you have to take out, you have to fill that spot. You have to take Curry out. You have to take Butler out.
So that's 3 spots.
Yeah, for the second team. Well, I'm moving Sabonis and Fox in.
Yeah, they move up. And then probably Randall, right? Because Lillard wouldn't qualify.
Nor does LeBron.
Yeah.
So then, let's just move those 3 up, and then we've got a whole new third team.
Ooh.
Who was snubbed?
Snubbed is,
Because now you're looking at player, 16 through 20 this season?
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson, maybe?
Jalen Brunson is a good one. I think Jalen Brunson makes third team.
Okay.
He played 68 games, so we're good.
We're good?
Trae Young, statistically speaking, was good.
Okay.
Played 73 games.
Let's have him. I feel better about Brunson at the moment. I'm not eliminating Young.
Jason hates Trae Young, by the way.
I understand. Also, Devin Booker would be there, but he didn't play enough games. John Morant didn't play enough games.
Durant didn't play enough.
Kyrie didn't play enough.
No, Kyrie did.
Oh, he did?
No, Kyrie was at 60.
Oh, Kyrie didn't play enough.
Okay.
He was close.
Yeah.
Again, another guy statistically had a good season.
Who's that?
Kyrie.
Oh, yeah. So who have we put in? All we've put in is Brunson?
We put Brunson in. I made the argument Trae Young.
Here's one who probably gets it. Lauri Markkanen.
Yep.
Okay.
I think Markkanen gets in. That's good. Pascal Siakam get in?
Fringe. Who else are we missing here?
Jaren Jackson Jr. was 63 games.
He's short.
Maybe DeMar DeRozan, but we have enough guards at this point.
No, I mean, you could sneak DeRozan over Trae Young. I think there's an argument there. DeRozan made the All-Star team. Actually, I think that's a good one. I would go DeMar DeRozan over Trae Young.
Was Harden?
Harden was not. What did Harden play this year?
58.
Harden
he misses.
Disqualified.
Let's see who else. I'm just looking at team.
You know who's left?
I got it. Oh, wait. I don't think he qualifies for games. You have to look this one up. Tyrese Halliburton?
56.
Nope.
He misses. Who are you going to say?
This is one I have the PER, the player efficiency rankings up here. One that kind of underrated but qualifies, Kristaps Porzingis.
I wasn't feeling him.
No, plus the Wizards. Yeah.
I know we're just running out of players here.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, we
Can we say guards? Maybe Brunson and DeRozan then?
Yeah, I think we can lock them in as guards.
Yeah. Okay. Feel good about that.
Forwards, we said Markkanen. That's a good one. I'm good with Markkanen.
We still have to fill out 2, and then fits the criteria. This is going to be harder for the media.
Yeah.
These guys.
Another forward.
Did AD play enough? I don't think he did.
No.
56.
Nope.
What about Evan Mobley?
I think you said Siakam. I think it's got to be Siakam at this
over
point.
Mobley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, it's tough filling this.
It really is.
Team. If you take under the criteria, man,
I think it might be Siakam.
So after Siakam, the next forward down the list, because we got Randall on the second team, right?
Yep.
Correct.
So the next forward who qualifies down the list is Aaron Gordon.
Okay. I mean, a winning team. I
think
he felt like an all-star snub. Yeah,
I'll take Siakam.
So our team is what? Siakam, Brunson, Trae Young. Did we say Trae?
DeRozan.
No, DeRozan.
Can we put DeRozan at forward and Trae Young at guard? We might have to do that.
That qualifies.
Okay.
Trae Young, Brunson, DeRozan, Markkanen. And I don't know if we have to have another center. We have just
let's pick a true center this time.
A true center,
because you kind of moved Jokic into the power forward position.
I hate to say it might be Gobert.
Gobert?
No, we're forgetting one.
Who are we
we have to be forgetting.
Bam Adebayo.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, Bam's
There
a
we go.
center. I'll take that.
He played enough?
Yeah, he played, let me guarantee it, 75.
All right,
Way
we'll
to
go
go,
Bam.
Whew.
That was an exercise, wasn't it?
That was an exercise.
This is, and I think the larger point we're making here is this 65-game threshold is going to make big impact next year on this.
Yes, it
award.
will. And if it's also on other awards, right? MVP, all the
Mhm.
awards, you'll have to have done this. So, right, isn't it for every award?
I know it's all NBA.
Okay, because I
don't know about every award.
Then you take
I mean, I can't
Giannis out of the MVP.
Right. I can't imagine, to your point, if there's a 65-game threshold for all NBA, that the MVPs played less than that.
Yeah.
Even if it's
should.
not a rule per se, I feel like just
Is 65 too high? I thought
no.
60 would
I
be
think
the number.
65 is great
Okay.
because they're, how many of these games could these guys have played in? Now we can't quantify all of that right now, but
Right.
I think you should have to play 65 plus.
And you think about the play, like players that generally live in this neighborhood of Booker, Durant, Kyrie, Paul George, Kawhi, Harden, Chris Paul, not anymore, but those guys will always be in jeopardy of not making these teams now.
So the minimum.
LeBron,
So from a
going
percentage
forward.
standpoint, you would have had to play in 79% of your games.
If you play 65,
If you play 65, that's 79.2, rounded up to 80, right?
Yeah.
You got to appear in 8 out of every 10 games.
Wow.
Was there a threshold for minutes? Because I feel like a lot of people are going to do what Mikal Bridges did this year, where he played 6 seconds and then checked out of a game.
I feel like
didn't he end
that's
up playing 83 games?
Yeah, and he has like the longest active streak of games played.
I feel like that's garbage, man.
It does, and what it does do is it kills your season averages.
It does.
Because you play a game and you have 0 points,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden it just, doesn't kill it, but if you play all 82.
But I just think in the spirit of for instance, we grew up in the era of Cal Ripken, right?
Mhm.
Where he's playing a freaking
Every day.
broken leg
Yeah.
every day. I feel like checking in for 6 seconds just to get a streak going
That's
is
pretty weak.
trash.
Yeah.
It-
Just play the game.
It's the equivalent to getting your own rebound to getting a triple double, right?
Right. This will be interesting though to see this. And I heard this stat. I can't remember which game of the series, and it was between the Lakers and the Warriors, where actually I think they said AD has played in more games the last 2 or 3 years than Curry has.
Yeah. But
I
AD's the one who gets all the flack.
I was totally surprised. by
Well,
that.
remember Curry had that year where he missed damn
A
near the whole
bunch of it,
season because
yeah.
he did break his hand.
But he wouldn't have made it this year.
No, he would not have.
And obviously that is for, guess one, there's benchmarks. 2, it's also for load management. Try to
Mhm.
get these guys to play in as many games as possible.
Well, and it also really brings value again to the idea that the best ability is availability.
Mhm.
I mean, these guys missing this amount of time, whether it's injury, whatever you want to, put it there, personal reason, anything, right? It shows an inability to not be available, which I think we should factor in more when we talk about how great a player is.
Right.
Outside of just talent alone and winning is, man, if you're available half the year, look at Zion, right? We gush over Zion and his ability. You can't call Zion a great player right now because he doesn't play.
Mm-hmm.
He's got great talent and has shown that he's great when he does play.
Yeah.
But you can't be a great player when you're averaging what's his average? Probably 25, 30 games a season.
Yeah. And his teammate this year, I think, would have been another candidate, Ingram. He didn't play enough.
Yeah.
So there's guys like that. I think there was an interesting exercise to just do that because it was really hard for us to pick that third team.
Yeah. No, it was actually way more difficult than it should have been.
And Fox and Sabonis almost moved into the first team based on what they did and the amount of games played.
Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting too. We don't have time to do it on air, obviously, but look back at previous teams and how many, especially 90s, 2000s, how many guys would have been left off, or would anybody?
Yeah.
Because I feel like guys just played way more than.
That's true. They did. There was a commitment to playing 75 plus, if not all 82. So, and then the other part about it, we talked a little bit about with Sam, the financial benefit to a player like Jaylen Brown, who now has a chance to just make a ton more money. And that probably keeps his chances of staying in Boston a little bit higher. All right. The history of the all NBA teams, pretty select company that Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox have joined in the Sacramento Kings history. Not a lot of all NBA players. We've got that and more straight ahead here on Sactown Sports.
It's Cattles and Rami.
Bob Huggins has a responsibility and an accountability to that university and the young men that he is put in charge of. So it's not cancel culture. It's consequences.
The concept of accountability is one that a lot of people these days have a hard time wrapping their head around, man.
If you go out there and you say what he said, guess what? A consequence of having a public job is maybe you lose that job because you just said something so idiotic and ignorant.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Family-owned Clark & Rush, celebrating 60 years of serving Sacramento. It's time to convert your gas, water heater, and furnace to electric. Just turn to the experts at Clark & Rush and Carrier. We electrify more homes than any other contractor in Sacramento. Plus, we'll help you get up to $6,500 in utility rebates. We'll even do the paperwork. Call or visit clark-rush.com.
Smart energy savings is what we do. Clark and Rush.
Call 916-245-2829.
Quick Quack Car Wash is excited to announce Ceramic Duck, the stronger, shinier, luckier car wash experience that can only be found at Quick Quack. Their new Ceramic Duck car wash provides unparalleled protection from dirt, grime, rain, and UV rays while giving your car a noticeably deeper shine and smoother finish. With consistent use, you'll build a shine that will have you looking spectacular for days. Try the premium wash at 50% off by texting DUCK to 41284. So come on, experience Ceramic Duck today. You and your car will be glad you did.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Well, many reasons why this is a show for the people and of the people. We crowdsource here. Thank you, text line and our YouTube chat. We forgot somebody. It was a collective forget of blanking on Anthony Edwards. I think Ant would definitely have to.
Because he plays in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great
Although you did pick your favorite player, Rudy Gobert, over him.
I know. I was like, we just might as well go to Gobert, but Edwards.
He was so good in the playoffs, too. He was so good.
He's going to be a monster.
He played 79 games this year.
Yeah, reliable, physical, tough. He's the kind of guy, too, like if he were...
Here's a guy.
I guess it kind of started with him a little bit at Minnesota, but if he was on the Rockets this year, or SGA, he would have done what SGA did.
Oh, for sure.
I think.
Oh, 100%.
And not to slight SGA. It's just, hey, someone's got to score 20 a game. He scored 20. Someone might score 30 a game, and it might be him.
No, the thing with Minnesota is, as much as we forget, they do have other NBA players on their team.
For sure. So, yeah, he would be on our squad. So if we put him in the third team.
I take Trey out and put DeRozan, even though you could probably argue Trey is over him.
Okay.
Edwards qualifies as a guard, too.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I would go Brunson, DeRozan, and like I said, there's probably a great argument to put Trey in over DeRozan. I get it. I just don't like Trey Young.
Yeah.
And Edwards, Markkanen, and Bam.
We got a squad.
Squeezy.
We got our
Is that
squad.
starting five win an NBA title? 339.
I don't know, but I did see people trying to pick between the what was the real first team, second team, third team. Who would you take in the game? Giannis, Luka, Embiid, SGA, and Tatum. That's team one. Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler, Jokic, Mitchell, and Curry. Whew.
I really like team two.
That's team two. Or team three, LeBron, Lillard, Randall, Sabonis, and Fox.
I like team two. I just love any team that has Jokic because he can just distribute to all those guys.
To Curry, Jokic finding Curry.
Yeah. Did you imagine the PNR with Jokic and Curry? Oh my gosh.
They were showing that stat in the game yesterday too, where it was in the Warrior game. Passes in the playoffs, like the most amount of passes made. And I think Curry was 2, Draymond was 3. It might have been flip-flopped. And they were both like 100 behind Jokic. Oh, by the way, he's played less games so far. They got through their first round quicker, and it's like, man.
It's just a monster.
Incredible.
And the thing is, he's been even better in the playoffs. If you looked at his box scores,
it's incredible.
Like every night, he's just a monster.
And you know, the one game they lost, they lost game 4 where he was going off. He had 50-something, and he was scoring every time. But it went down that road for me a little bit like, well, and he had a game where he scored 50 at Golden One Center, and Denver lost. And I thought, you know, is it one of those things where you let the guy kind of go?
Yeah, no, you let him cook for sure.
But just limit everything else.
Because his natural instinct is to pass the ball.
Yeah, his wheelhouse is the high 20s with 15 assists.
Yeah.
They're probably not losing that game.
But that's my point. If Jokic feels like he has to put a 50 spot up, it's because he has no confidence in the guys around him at that point.
Which is, I mean, I say it's not his game. He's capable, but he would rather be that guy that distributes and scores.
100%. There's the team if the Celtics were to not bring Jaylen Brown back.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine if the Denver could package something together to bring him and Brown together?
Scary.
Problem.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown would make a lot of teams better, including Boston.
Yeah, but him playing with Jokic,
scary.
I mean, you can say that about anybody, but
Right. Yeah. Yesterday, we mentioned that De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis became all NBA third-teamers in Sacramento Kings history, Jay. They've had 38 years here in this great city. On the third team, Mitch Richmond was there twice. Chris Webber one time. Now Sabonis and Fox once, so that's happened. Second teamers, Mitch did it 3 times. Chris Webber 3 times. DeMarcus twice. Peja 1 time. And then in the history, only one first-team All-NBA ever in Sacramento Kings history was Chris Webber.
Christopher Macy Webber.
I believe he finished second in MVP voting that year. There was a lot of talk for him in MVP.
It was 2001, right? That was going into the contract year?
I believe so. Was it 01, 02, or 02, 03? Yeah, one of those 2 years.
I want to say it was 01.
Yeah. Tremendous player. I was a little surprised looking back at that Peja only had
I was too, and it was
teamers.
2004, which coincidentally Webber missed majority of that year.
Yeah, and
So-
Peja had a great season going. He was in MVP talk early in that year.
No, and the Kings, before Webber got back, if I'm not mistaken, did they have the best record in the NBA or the
They
best
were
record
up
in
there.
the West?
Yeah,
at
that was
least?
I remember that was a huge talking point. Like they shouldn't start him. He's ruining things. But then I do remember the postseason. Webber actually was really important in that postseason. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, it just that was a team that was really building on a flow with Brad and Bibby and Peja. And I mean Webber. That's always a tough thing to do, to say this has been your face of your franchise. Oh, just bench him. Okay, easier said than done.
Yeah, no, it made perfect sense. I mean, I was obviously young at that time, but still in the camp of, bring the guy off the bench. What you got is working, but you're dealing with a superstar at that point. You think you're going to tell your superstar, like, hey, Chris, 15, 20 off the bench will be good.
Yeah.
No.
And Adelman was kind of always that way too. It's like you were in that spot. You didn't lose it from injury. And now Chris was out a long time, but had tons of success with Chris Webber as your starting power forward.
Yeah. Why would you go away from that?
Right. And so I know
Because
that,
Brad Miller was also an All-Star that season, I think.
So it just shows you, I mean, look, you just have Webber, Richmond. I mean, Bibby never made an all NBA team.
Nor should he have.
No, never made an all-star team.
There's a couple years there where he's arguable.
But that's a pretty short list of people that have been all NBA teams.
I mean, look at the Kings and look at the roster over the last 38 plus years. Are you catching the Dave?
I don't know. Just my allergies have hit me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't really point to anybody on any of the right, be like, oh man, that guy got snubbed. He should have had some all NBA teams. No. It just goes to show that majority of the time the Kings have been in Sacramento, they've just been awful.
Yeah. And
when you're awful, it's because your roster sucks.
Right. It all kind of goes hand in hand. And obviously, I think that's what's happening here. I mean, Fox to me has played like an all-star before this year. Sabonis has been an all-star. The combination of playing the way they did, the style that they did, the wins, it helps everybody. But now once you kind of get on that pedestal, like there was a time where people would always say, Michael Jordan is the best player in basketball, but the next best 2 guard is Mitch Richmond. That was just like a blanket statement people would put out there.
I think the only other guy that had that argument at that time was Drexler.
Yeah. A really good argument, I think. But I love that Mitch got that label. And then it's tough to get a guy off an all-star team, off an all-NBA team. And so now Fox and Sabonis have done this the first time. Now Sabonis, I would say, is in a tricky spot because I think almost everybody would say the 2 best big men in the league are Jokic and Embiid. I don't know that he's always third, but I think he's right on the short list. I mean, if AD is healthy, who's playing center, but Sabonis is on that short
Easy
list.
to say. I think he's the top 5 center in the league. And to me, these are the top 5 centers in the league. Jokic, Embiid, Domas, Bam, and AD.
Yeah.
Those are me are the top 5 in the league.
And I don't know who that next.
That's a great company to be in, by the way.
That's a really good tier, and then it does drop, I think. I mean, I think Ayton would like to be there. I don't think he is.
Nope.
And then you look at teams that just kind of
Robert Williams
does it differently, but not in those other guys' class. At times you've seen.
I think Gobert is obviously taking a step back.
Yeah. Now, if Towns is listed at center, that kind of changes things for him. But I
wouldn't put him top 5 as a center. Name one guy in that top 5 you'd rather have on your team.
I wouldn't.
But I'm the same way. I don't. Yeah. I've always said this. I think Cat he's the top 5 talented big in the league for sure. He's
a multi-time all-star.
Yeah, all NBA player.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that killer instinct though.
No.
And I think guys like Jokic, Embiid, Domas, I think even AD when he's healthy has it. And Bam too.
Yeah.
Bam's been there. Bam's been that guy.
Yeah, Gobert's a multi-time All-Star. Those guys. I think you can have, like Jared Allen's really good. But
Jared Allen's awesome.
But he's a notch below those guys. Capella is fine.
I think Capella's really benefited from being on teams in Houston and Atlanta that really fit his style of play. I've always said, like I said this about Rashawn Holmes this year. Put Rashawn Holmes on the Hawks, where basically you're rim running and catching lobs. I think Rashawn Holmes would have had a fantastic year in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And they knew how to use Capella in Houston. It was gobble up offensive boards or we'll find you at the dunker spot.
Yeah, well, and sometimes teams do that where it's fit. Like I look at Looney. I don't know where he gets drafted as far as centers in the league, but for fit and what the Warriors do, and certainly what he did against the Kings, you go, man, this is one of the best bigs in the league.
Right.
But it's a right fit.
But look at the other side of that, too, is having his minutes decrease against the Lakers because the matchup.
Right.
He's been a great matchup against the Kings.
Yeah, he certainly was. All right, so congrats again to Sabonis and Fox. When we come back, we got other games to follow tonight. A couple of Game 6s. Teams on the brink of getting eliminated. Can the Suns keep their season alive? Can the Celtics keep their season alive? And Jay's got the list of A's All-Stars.
Should we do that when Kyle's in here for cross? Because he's a monster A's fan.
Yeah, we'll test him on
Instead
that.
of maybe doing like days of the week, we do Kyle's Oakland A's All-Star knowledge.
See what he knows. We've got all that coming up in our final two segments. That's straight ahead here on Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
It feels awesome. We deserve this. Let's go, Niners!
Purdy.
Purdy going to throw, and it is Kittle in the back of the end zone.
Samuel.
Debo 10. Debo. Touchdown!
And McCaffrey.
Touchdown! CMC!
They all live here on Sactown Sports.
Your official home for 49ers football.
Great team. Where's the defense? Defense! Okay, everyone take a break. Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store, asking when is something too good to be true? When it probably is. And had I not experienced it for myself, this spectacular season would definitely qualify as too good to be true. So everyone out there in radio land, continue to enjoy. Something else that could seem too good to be true is Good Feet Arch Supports. But trust me, I've experienced firsthand the comfort, balance, and support possible with Good Feet Arch Supports. And so have countless others who have pretty much given up hope. It's time you felt good again. Take your feet to the Good Feet store for free personalized arch support, fitting, and test walk. Experience for yourself the comfort, balance, and support missing in your life. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville, online at goodfeet.com.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Save big on your new Silverado at Maida Chevy with big discounts off MSRP on a big selection. Plus, available 1.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. Find your savings on your Silverado at MaidaChevy.com. Find new roads. Sactown Sports
Headlines.
Good morning, Sacramento. My name is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Last night, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis were two of the 15 players named to the All-NBA teams. Fox, Sabonis, LeBron James, Julius Randle, and Damian Lillard were named to the All-NBA third team. For more on Fox and Sabonis making All-NBA, check out Frankie Cardicelli's story up right now at SactownSports.com. In the NBA, the Warriors beat the Lakers 121-106, and the Knicks beat the Heat 112-103. Both of those series are headed to a Game 6 on Friday. Lakers lead 3-2, and the Heat lead the Knicks 3-2. The Oakland A's announced a new $1.5 billion stadium proposal in Las Vegas on a completely different site than the previous $2 billion stadium proposal in April. The A's are asking for $395 million in public funding from Las Vegas and the state of Nevada. On the field, Oakland A's got swept by Jason Ross's New York Yankees. They have the worst start to a season through 38 games since 1988. Those are your headlines. Now let's roll along with the final 30 minutes of the wonderfully, incredibly talented Jason Ross and the incredibly funny, charismatic JayMarZZ.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time.
Yeah, I don't know the rest.
Are you a car singer? You sing in the car?
Oh, big car singer.
Yeah.
Shower singer too.
Yeah?
Yeah, love singing in the shower.
So that, what, you have music in the bathroom, or you just get
It's all in my
song
head, man.
whatever's in your head?
Sometimes I'll listen to music in the bathroom, but usually it's what's ever stuck in my head.
If you pull up on another car and someone is singing and you can't quite hear, like, do you try to find the station, or like, what are they listening to?
Nah.
Like, what are they singing that I'm not getting here?
I just live in the moment and just appreciate that they're jamming out by themselves and loving every minute of it.
Yeah, I'm a big, I'm a car singer, but more times than not, I've learned in my life, Jay, that I probably might be one of the worst persons ever at getting lyrics correct.
Really?
Yeah, I just, whatever I hear, I just sing the song, and then you hear the lyric. Oh, that's the song. That's what they say. Oh, I was singing it.
What's your worst one that you've
know that I have.
Wait, that's what it means?
And it's really too bad, because obviously these artists are writing stories, and I'm just, for me,
some of them are.
Well, you're right. So to me, it's the beat, the hook, whatever that is. If it's catchy, as it get me, I'm like, all right, I like the song, but I didn't really know. Oh, that's what it's about. Oh,
Mhm.
all right.
I have a funny version of that, JayMarZZ, because I'm a big car singer as well, 3 for 3 over here. But I also like listening to reggaeton. So I know some Spanish, but I don't know enough to know what they're singing. So sometimes I'll do the Spanish to English translation on the songs and be like, oh, wait, that's what they're singing about.
So
wow.
you're singing it in English?
No, I'm singing it in Spanish.
We learn something just new and dynamic about you every time.
So what do you say
Love
you
it.
listen to?
Reggaeton. That's music in Spanish.
Do you call yourself Daddy Padre?
That was good. That
Daddy
was good.
Yankee.
Because
Daddy
Daddy
Padre.
Yankee is a singer. Yeah. Sí, puedo hablar un poquito de español.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how we transition out of that.
Sorry, I didn't realize that would be such a downer. I thought I was like, oh, I have a
That's
great
not
answer.
a downer. It's just more like did not have Kyle listens to reggaeton on my Kyle bingo card.
Yeah, reggaeton is great.
In your car?
Yeah, for sure. Sebastian Yatra, Manuel Turizo,
course.
Ozuna, all of them.
Get to know it, Jason.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. On that note, what to watch tonight or listen to, if you like to listen to a wide variety of music like Kyle does. But tonight we've got a couple of game sixes. We've got the Celtics at the Sixers and the Nuggets at the Suns. We talked about it, Jay, earlier with Sam, the importance of the loser, I think, of this Boston-Philly, what that does, what the future of the Sixers and or Celtics looks like for the losing team.
Well, let's look at both cases, right? The Sixers lose.
I feel like they lose way more. Potentially Doc, right?
Doc's out.
For sure.
They lose 3-2. Doc's done.
Okay.
I mean, it's
so
just
they lose in the next two games. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're up 3-2. They lose
at home. They're booed off the floor tonight. By
Oh,
the way,
God,
if they
yeah.
lose, right?
And then I think the Celtics, they win game 7 and send the Sixers packing again.
Yeah. Their
with
nemesis.
with no conference finals appearance again.
Yeah, you run back Embiid, lose Harden, right?
Doc Rivers losing another series that he's up in again. Yeah, no, I think Doc's out. I think Harden's gone. You know, the love story of him and Daryl Morey is no more. Tyrese Maxey's still there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They'd love to move Tobias probably, but they haven't been able to move that contract for years.
It's one of the.
But you run back with Embiid for sure. I mean,
Of course, what do you put around Embiid at that point, and how do you get there is a much more difficult question.
Yeah.
Celtics, I mean, they just extended Joe Mazzulla. I don't think he'll be out. So again, it has to be a roster tweak. Where do you tweak the roster? I mean, who's the guy you look at? If we can ship this guy out and put in this piece around Tatum and Brown, we feel good. Or is it Tatum and Brown, one of those two guys, you're like, let's try something else?
Yeah. I think they're a championship team. I don't think they have to do much.
Yeah, I mean, the roster's there.
Keep it.
I mean, honestly, they went to the finals last year. This is a better team, in my opinion, on paper.
Right.
Like Malcolm Brogdon's that was such a good pickup at the time, and that paid dividends for them.
And I don't know how much of an impact he would have made Gallinari shredding his knee.
That didn't help.
No, I mean, he would have been a bench guy, a rotation guy. Now, Grant Williams, they have to make a decision on the edges. They might be a little different, but I think the top 7 would be about the same.
I think Grant Williams, that's such a tough decision because you're going to have to pay him, and then we've seen the exorbitant numbers that are going to come to Brown and Tatum soon.
Yeah.
The Grant Williams is a guy I'd love on the Kings, by the way.
I like him a
If
lot.
you upgraded your forward spot and brought Grant Williams in to start, I think that's a great pickup for the Kings, but I'm getting ahead of myself there. Yeah, I don't know. I just think both teams are going to, of any of the teams left on either side, they're the ones that are going to have to look at themselves the hardest.
Meaning Boston?
Boston and Philly.
Yeah.
Like, because one of those teams obviously lose, but whichever one does, man, there's going to be fireworks around those teams all offseason.
Yeah.
The other one that's kind of like that to me is Denver.
In what way? Like if the
Suns beat them, right? I think they get to the conference finals, you're not going to see any sort of real dramatic changes there. They lose to Phoenix though in the semis. Is Mike Malone back? I think he should be personally.
I think he should be too. I hope so. I mean, now I don't know what they could do again in the regular season that would top this, right? They've gotten the 1 seed. They've established this incredible home court. They have a 2-time MVP. Their contracts are basically paid out as their core is Gordon, Porter Jr., Murray, and Jokic.
Love Jokic. I don't get excited about any of the other 3.
You're not excited about Murray?
No, he's injury prone. He's great in the playoffs.
Yes.
But again, we talk about the regular season and getting the number 1 seed. This was such a weird regular season. I mean, all things considered, can they do that again next year?
Yeah. And I think, too, for their long-term growth, Porter's good. Porter's gotten better, but he needs to be...
Is Porter an all-star?
No.
No, I don't
But
think
he needs to be close. The fact that they didn't have a second all-star. Now, Murray plays like one. Gordon almost made it kind of because, hey, here's the 1 seed. Let's get him another all-star. But I think they need Porter Jr. maybe to become their second best player with Murray a close third. That. I think that would round that team out the most.
I think for them, yes. I don't see Porter Jr. ever being that guy, that bona fide number 2 on a championship team. I just don't. I don't think that's his ceiling.
Yeah.
And I don't see that for Murray, and I don't see that for Aaron Gordon.
Well, next year, so Gordon's going to make 21 next year. I'm going up from these 4. Porter at 33, Murray at 33, and then Jokic at 46.
I think you're at a point where you need to package 1 or 2 of those guys if they lose.
Mm-hmm.
If they get to the conference finals and damn near get to the finals, right? I think it's okay, cool. But I think you need a bona fide second star with Jokic, and that's the one thing he's never really had.
Jokic has never had an all-star, all-NBA, or all-defensive teammate.
He's never had a bona fide number 2 next to him. Whereas you look at all the top tier teams that we're still talking about.
Yeah.
Miami, Butler, Adebayo. The Knicks, Brunson and Randall even. Yeah. Kings, Fox, Sabonis, AD, LeBron, Steph, Draymond, Clay. I mean, Embiid, Harden, Maxey, Tatum, Brown. All these teams have bona fide 1 and 2s.
I feel like Murray's really close, though, too. And maybe having been healthy, and he's had some great playoffs. And the way he's playing in this postseason, he's been awesome.
Right, and I think, again, if they make a nice run in the conference finals, even if they don't get to the NBA finals, you'll see that duo get its chance next year for sure.
Yeah, and if they have another year like this where they're a top seed, I think it'd be tough to keep a second all-star off that team.
For sure.
Yeah, so they'll have it, but they do have to break through that. So those games are tonight, Celtics at Sixers. I think the atmosphere in Philly is going to be great until it's not, right? If it goes poorly.
Isn't that always the atmosphere in Philly?
Because I can imagine a win for the Sixers over Boston in Game 6 would be about as sweet as it gets. but a loss, you haven't lost the series, but it'll feel like it. And I think that'll be the worst home court loss for them because the fans will just completely turn on them.
Yeah, you'll see people telling Embiid that he's trash, even though he's the MVP.
Fire Doc.
James is Harden's the worst player in the NBA.
Club. Right.
Philly fan tends to be a little over the top when they're upset.
Just a little
bit.
Yeah. Any chance though that either of these go 7? What has a better chance? Suns.
I think the Suns and Nuggets go 7.
Yeah.
I think the Suns can pull it out tonight.
Yeah. No Chris Paul again, man. And I'm not saying they're better.
How many times you said that in the playoffs over the years?
Way too many. I mean, talking about rotten luck. A guy that's been relatively healthy in the regular season has picked the worst time to get his injuries.
Every year.
Yeah.
Every season you can point to a Chris Paul injury in the playoffs. It's just, I mean, whether it's with the Clippers, Rockets, the Suns, it's just every year.
Keeps happening.
Happens all the time. But the team's also 2-1 without him in the series.
That's true. That's true. So tonight you got Celtics at Sixers, Nuggets at Suns. Today you'll have Giants at Diamondbacks, Rangers at A's, and of course the schedule release, which we'll have a full breakdown.
Is that the biggest show to watch tonight
Schedule
outside
release?
of the playoffs?
I'll be into the playoffs.
I feel like I'll be more into the schedule release than the A's and Rangers tonight.
I would be more into that too as well, but NBA playoffs will be my top priority.
Of course.
Yeah. All right, when we come back, our top priority is news and notes. We got celebrity birthdays. We got the A's trivia.
Yeah,
we'll
see how Kyle does.
And Chris do on that. All the celebrity birthday scores brought to you by Crumble Cookies. We'll have that to close things out. That's next here on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Nick Cattles reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your grilling season right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from Green Acres Nursery and Supply. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, it's turning me into a pro. Just ask my friends that came over a couple weeks ago for my get-together. Napoleon Grills features other grills that just can't match. Built different, built better, built to last. I may never want to cook indoors again. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Go to Napoleon.com for your nearby Napoleon Grills dealer. Napoleon Grills, now is the time for the best selection of grills and fine accessories.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop garage sale of nearly new showroom clubs is on right now. With discounts up to 75%, you'll find full sets of irons, metalwoods, wedges, and more at the Hagen Oaks garage sale featuring $500,000 in Cleveland, Strixon, and Zexio closeout inventory. This kind of opportunity is rare and available right now. Visit the Hagen Oaks Garage Sale and find discounts up to 75% on selected clubs at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at HagenOaks.com.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Your health is important, so keep yourself and your family covered with Medi-Cal. Medi-Cal renewals will be happening soon, so if you have Medi-Cal, make sure you don't miss any important renewal information. If you've moved in the last 3 years, check and update your mailing address, email address, and phone number. Learn more at keepmedicalcoverage.org. That's keepmedicalcoverage.org. Paid for by the California Department of Healthcare Services.
Don't miss the wine event of the year, the Lodi Wine Experience, May 19th and 20th. Saturday's event features hundreds of Lodi wines from more than 40 wineries, the region's best food trucks, including Cousins Maine Lobster, Nash and Proper, Park Sparks Barbecue, guided wine seminars, and more. The Lodi Wine Experience, May 19th and 20th, an iconic weekend of world-class wines, delicious food, and live music at Lodi Lake Park. Tickets at LodiWineExperience.com. Must be 21 and over.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you find the right customers. Spread awareness of your product or services. We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than freshly baked and home-delivered crumble cookies.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
No Carmichael Day with us today. He'll be back on Monday.
Sorry, we have to point out Kyle Madsen stole my bit.
What's that?
He killed someone before they were dead.
I know.
Yeah, I tried to kill someone. Sorry, guys.
Brought him back alive, though.
I did.
Well done. JayMarZZ here. I'm Jason Ross. Chris Watkins. Kyle Madsen. What's up, guys?
Oh, you know, just Thursday ended up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another day, another co-host.
Thursday.
Another day, another co.
Thursday is the worst driving day on the calendar, bar none.
Explain.
People forget how to drive on Thursdays.
They do?
My friend pointed this out to me in Arizona when I lived down there, and he said, not to brag, I lived in Arizona. I know. He was like, dude, I'm telling you, Thursdays people forget how to drive. And I was like, that's ridiculous. But ever since then, he's planted that seed in my brain. I've planted it in all your heads now. And you're going to be out driving today. You're going to be like,
be careful.
Idiot. I'm telling you.
It's a Thursday thing.
It is.
I know.
Thursdays, bro.
Because people start Thirsty Thursday a little early, probably.
Maybe. That could be one of the reasons. JayMarZZ, we've been hanging on to this trivia, specifically, I think, for Kyle, but let's see if Chris can.
Chris won't get it.
I won't.
Okay.
I can guarantee
It's
what is this again?
Do you remember this Oakland A as an all-star with the team? Let's go to.
I just have to give you a yes or no.
Yeah. Do you remember them being the A's all-star?
Are you going to say Derek Norris? Because yes.
Oh, he was on the list, but there's some better ones.
Ryan Cook?
Let's go to 1995.
Who's Ryan Cook? Is that really an A? Okay.
Yeah, he made the all-star team today.
I'll take your word for it.
Do you remember Steve Ontiveros in 1995?
Brother, I was
all-star.
4 years old for the 95 All-Star game, so that's a hard no.
I was 3 years old when Gibson hit the home run, and I remember that. I don't. Okay. I think you'll get this one. 1998, do you remember All-Star Ben Grieve?
Ben Grieve, yeah. The GIDP machine. I think he was Rookie of the Year that year.
He was. 99, do you remember John Jaha's All-Star season as an A?
I don't remember him being an all-star, but I remember John Jaha being awesome. I think they did a John Jaha like bat day or something.
Ooh.
He was the first player that I was like, this guy's awesome, when actually he was just a guy.
Yeah, he was just a guy. Definitely just a guy. 2000, this one, I know he was decent with the A's. Jason Isringhausen.
Yeah, Izzy. Yeah, he's very good.
Let's see. 2003. No, those guys are actually. 2005, Justin Duscher.
Wow. Yes, I remember him playing. I do not remember him making the All-Star team.
He made 2 All-Star teams, 05 and 08.
Sure.
Do you remember 07? Dan Heron's appearance as an All-Star.
Oh,
nope.
Oh,
Dan Heron was an A?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where he started, I believe.
He was. I think he was a Mark Mulder trade.
Oh.
Do you remember 09, 2010, back-to-back All-Star Andrew Bailey?
Matt Holliday trade. No, that's not right either. Sorry, what? Andrew Bailey? Yes, Giants pitching coach now.
Trevor Cahill?
Yeah.
Do you remember Gio Gonzalez's appearance as an A?
I sure do.
All right, he's doing pretty good, actually.
I could be lying.
Yeah, I know. Totally.
He had a rough day on the roads. It's Thursday.
14 was a big year for the A's. Cespedes was an all-star. Donaldson, Doolittle, Brandon Moss, Norris, Samardzija. Do you remember Scott Kazmir being an all-star for that?
I don't. Wow. Scott Kazmir's weirdly like not 40 yet.
Sneak preview for celebrity birthday.
Like you would think he's the same age as Rich Hill, right?
Yeah, no, Scott. I swear, Scott Kazmir first pitched in the major leagues in like 2001.
Would have thought him and Dan Heron were the same age.
They're probably pretty close. Scott Kazmir is 39 years old.
Yeah, wow. You're right. Not
40
yet.
And then the last one that really just stuck out to me. Do you remember in 2017 when Yonder Alonso was an all-star for the A's?
No.
Yeah, all the rest of these guys I remember. Trinan, Lowry, Chapman, Hendricks, Bassett, Olsen.
And they'll have one this year.
Who was there? Blackburn last year?
Blackburn last year.
Blackburn.
Hey, saw
925 legend.
saw him pitch last month in Stockton. Got shelled.
Oh yikes!
Oh, well.
His dad was my 6th grade teacher.
Really?
Mhm.
Mr.
Shout out
Blackburn.
Mr. Blackburn.
Yeah, shout out.
What was his first name?
Paul.
Paul, I think.
Really?
I think so. Pete.
There we go. Now we
There you go. That makes more sense.
Pete Blackburn.
Yes.
Have you guys seen the stadium concept for the new Orlando baseball stadium they might build to attract an expansion team?
What?
Oh, buddy.
Isn't that backwards?
Oh, buddy.
It looks like a big sperm.
Yeah, it does.
Ooh.
Can
I'll find a
confirm
full
the
photo for
father
you.
is Paul Blackburn Jr. You got it.
Come on,
So
let's
is Paul
go.
Blackburn the third now?
Yeah.
Is the
Yes, he is the third.
I love that for him.
Yeah.
PB3.
Big
PV
Blackburn hub.
PV3.
Junior.
Tell me what that looks like.
Yeah. It is
Jason,
reminiscent.
have you seen it?
I'm not.
Tell me what it looks
There's
like.
even like the water there kind of
Oh,
makes
yeah.
a nice little,
Okay. What's the other part of that? The
what
extended
is
part?
what
Yeah,
is
what's
this? Is
going
this
on over
just
there?
Like this walkway
Yeah,
that kind
It's
of
like a mall.
It's what
Oh.
makes it look
Oh,
like a
okay.
giant sperm.
Gotcha.
It's like a greenhouse.
That's what it
It
looks
is.
like.
It
looks like
does
it's a
give
garden.
greenhouse vibes.
Yeah.
Isn't that illegal in Florida?
I don't think anything is illegal in Florida.
That rendering. That's a great point. No laws there. No laws there. That rendering you're looking at, the A's would call that a binding agreement.
Hey, but
Boom.
We're going in on the A's today. by the
yeah.
way.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Do they deserve it?
Yes.
Are they doing things again?
No.
On your weekend home of the A's.
Yeah.
What else coming up on the show today? Is it we're not going to Brand?
Ask Kyle.
NFL schedule release
Yes.
stuff.
Nice.
There are a lot of leaks coming out, a lot
Yeah.
of rumors. We're going to talk about that. We're going in on the A's. We're going to talk some NBA playoffs.
Why are the Lions playing the first game?
Because they're super.
Yeah.
I think
Because
because they're the
people watch
darling of
anyway.
the league right now. They're the hey, they nearly made the playoffs last year.
So we're doing the nearly made the playoffs.
We
Mhm.
could have had Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but you don't want that
Didn't
on
the Raiders
night
nearly make
one
the
because
playoffs?
so the Lions have gotten a lot of offseason hype, and in that first game, usually it takes teams 4, 5, 6 weeks to really get going, and so that's why I think you're seeing Niners Cowboys week 5. You're seeing Niners Eagles week 13. I think that's why you're going to see some of those other
Right.
kind of marquee matchups pushed back down the calendar.
Your Lions, Jason.
Yes, we're the Vikings in this.
Don't ask.
They're
They're
there.
They made the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
No
deserve it.
Frauds.
No love.
Yeah,
Whoa.
they were pretty fraudulent last year. I
Really?
can't lie. Yeah, they were very, very fraudulent last year.
They were good. They weren't 14-3 good.
Yeah, they were not 14-3 good, definitely. But still looking for a division title this year. It's wide open. No Aaron Rodgers.
True.
He
You know?
gone.
Jordan
All
Love,
right.
though, man.
The love era
Nothing.
begins.
Yeah, please.
You guys
Please.
ready to play a little celebrity birthdays?
Always. ready to
Always.
play
Brought to you by
celebrity
Crumble
birthdays.
Cookies, our friends at Crumble Cookies.
Crumble cookies.
Better
Eat 'em.
Crumble Cookies jingle, him or Dave?
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was better.
Thanks.
Well, actually, before the birthdays, I'm going to give you a couple of things that happened on this date, sports-wise.
Oh.
Okay.
1972 on this day, Willie Mays was traded to the Mets
Ah.
Wow.
Haunted the Giants to this day.
for Charlie Williams and cash.
How much
No offense
cash?
to Charlie Williams, but
who?
who won that deal?
Yeah.
How much cash?
I don't know.
Oh.
All of it.
$7.
All
of
that
it.
matters.
All of
What-
the cash.
Willie's relationship with New York and San Francisco is so fascinating.
What's it with the New York?
Started with the New York Giants.
Well, yeah, because he started with the
Right.
New York Giants, and so the Mets ownership, that traded for him, felt like he kind of still belonged to New York and should finish his career in New York, and so that's why they acquired him, even though he was 39 or 40
Yeah.
when they got him.
Didn't play
And
well for the
cash.
Mets, by the way.
Yeah, he wasn't awesome.
1977. I don't know this story. I saw it, and I probably should have done a little more research on it. But Ted Turner, yes, that Ted Turner of TBS,
Yeah.
and all that,
Heard of him.
apparently managed a game for the Braves. Was this a thing?
Really?
Is this
Like
a
how
bit?
Will Ferrell played for
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
I feel
Like,
like
I want to
training
do this
teams.
job.
I
What
feel like
happened?
I wish we need to bring these gimmicks back that you saw in the 70s, even into the early 80s. Like Vivek, head coach for the Kings, one game. What could we go wrong?
Yeah, Joe Lake has been
A
the
lot.
Warriors GM for the last couple of years.
True.
Am I right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
The cash in the Willie Mays trade was $50,000.
John Fisher batting
that's
leadoff for
kind
the
of a
A's.
lot.
Who says no?
It couldn't get worse.
That's my point. I bet you sell at least 5 more tickets.
That would require John Fisher to go to a game, though.
Oh, got him.
Like we
Burn.
said.
On this day in
Quarter
1980, Pete Rose, in one inning, stole second, stole third, and stole home.
Wow.
At the age of 39.
Nice. He had the over on his 2.5 stolen bases.
Not a Hall of Famer, though.
That was really good.
Thanks, man.
That was excellent.
All right, happy birthday to Cam Newton.
Oh,
Happy birthday,
Cam.
34.
33.
Both of those sound right. Can I go with which one sounds more right? I'll say 34.
There's
Sounds
a
right.
correct answer here. It's 34.
Come on,
Cameron.
Let's go.
Come on,
Nice
Cameron.
work.
Matt Leinart.
Oh,
39.
you could not have told me Matt.
No,
Leinart
he's
was
not the
gonna
same
be
age as
greatest
Scott
quarterback.
Kagner. Although
I
04.
could've.
Leinert's
true.
41.
I'm going.
There's no way he's
I'm
40.
going 39 for Matt Leinart.
I'm
41.
going to say 37.
39, 41, and 37.
Yeah, he's older than that.
40.
Yeah, he's 40.
Ah,
How about James Dolan?
Jeez.
65.
6.
65.
I'll say 68.
I have a real answer. I think he's 61.
Okay, we have a correct answer. 68.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's
Very
old. He's
good.
old,
Very
man.
good.
Happy birthday to former King Mo Harkless.
More like Les Harkless.
That's me.
I
his birthday.
genuinely have no idea how. Like 31.
33.
No, he's not even 30. He's like 28
What?
now. He's 28 now.
He's 33.
He's 28.
30
No.
for Mo Harkless.
I'll
Yes.
take it.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, he is.
You hate Mo Harkless.
You know.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah,
that's
what
it.
a great
Kind
day.
of a weak lineup today.
Yeah.
What a great day. But we got a great day continuing with you guys, right?
Yeah, heck
A's
yeah.
talk.
I'm fired up.
Yeah, I can tell.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to drive home safely. It's a Thursday. Be careful out there.
Yeah, do
right.
that.
That's it for us. Chris and Co. coming your way next with Chris Watkins and Kyle Madsen here on Sactown Sports.
The King season might be over, but Sactown sports coverage never stops.
Guys on other teams, when they look at the Sacramento Kings, they feel that this is a fun brand of basketball to play.
Stay tuned all off season to Sactown Sports.